What is up, everybody? Welcome to the WWE Raw watch along for Monday, March 24. It's your girl, Denise Salcedo, and we are about 2 minutes from Raw actually starting. So thank you so much to everybody who's joining me here today. Raw is taking place in Glasgow, Scotland today. So we are getting an early show, an early stream, an international crowd. However, there's quite a bit announced for Raw today that I think it's going to be a pretty damn good show. At least I'm hoping for it, considering everything that's been announced for this show. So we're going to be seeing Cody Rhodes and John Cena under the exact same roof. So clearly, I'm imagining some sort of back and forth segment or maybe some physicality between them. We're also going to be getting Braun Breaker versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship, which I'm so excited about. Lyra Valkyria versus Raquel Rodriguez for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. CM Punk will be taking the mic at Glasgow, and then Jey Uso along with a mystery partner versus A-Town Down Under. So there's quite a few things in this show that I think could make for a really fun edition of Monday Night Raw. So we got quite a bit to talk about today. I'm excited. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much to Sheldon Jackson, by the way, for getting the party started up in here and sending in 5 DWO memberships. That is very cool of you, Sheldon. So thank you so much, man. And I hope you're having a great start to your week. Since we still have 44 seconds until we get to Monday Night Raw, I just want to let you all know that I am going to be streaming pretty much every single day this week. I've got Raw today. Immediately afterwards, I'll be doing the review show with Santi. And then Tuesday, tomorrow, I'll be doing an NXT Watch Along Plus review. Wednesday, AW Watch Along Plus review. Thursday, I'll be doing week 2 of my WWE 2K25 gaming stream. And then Friday, I'll be here for some SmackDown content. So there is a lot happening on this channel, plus your additional daily content that does go up every day. I've been uploading videos every single day on this channel. So make sure you guys are keeping an eye out on all of that. It's been extraordinarily busy. Thank you so much, Sean, who says he's noticed. Yes! Sometimes I'm like worried. I'm like, I don't know how many people actually notice that I put out videos every single day on the channel. So thank you for noticing. All right, this show is about to start. Let me get the audio. Hold on, it's still not there. So I don't want to get copyrighted here. Let's wait until Raw actually begins. All right, there it is. Here we go. Let me get the volume going. As always, our weekly audio check. If you can hear me and you can hear Raw in a nice, balanced fashion, let me know in the chat. You should be good to go. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you. It says volume is great. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Tanisha, Nat, and Joseph. Woo! All right, well, let's do this. Let's see what we get out of this edition of Monday Night Raw. We'll see what we get. Also, let me give some shout outs in the meantime. Thank you so much.
This is Allegiant Stadium in
here.
Las Vegas.
We got Lou, we got Jordy Griffin, we got Joseph Boza, JWK, Miss WWE Girl, Addie Carver, Megan, Courtney, Sean, Daniel, Ricardo, Christopher, Risky, Juan, Tremaine, Code, Ebony, we got the Sniper in here, Rowdy the Cat, Raphael, King of Strong Style, Danielle, Gory from the UK, what is up? Gary, excuse me, I don't know why I called you Gory. I tend to confuse the A's and O's on here because I'm not wearing my glasses. We got Scout Your Boy, we got King of Strong Style, we got Tank, we got Corey MacArthur, Walter Jr., Mike Kowinski, Tanisha Hicks, we got Desi Baby in the house, Ken Cruz, Walter Johnson, X Unpopular. Oh man, so many people in here. Thank you guys so much for choosing my stream to log into. Shout out to Josh. We got Dr. J Merritt. We got Herman. We got J Rock Dog in here. Let's see. We got quite a few people. So thank you so much to everybody. Again, I'm really looking forward to today's show. It's in Glasgow, Scotland, by the way. I've been to Glasgow, Scotland. I went last year. And the thing that I have to say about Glasgow is it's a very calm city is what it felt like to me. It had a really nice little downtown area, and the people are super, super nice and friendly. Like, everybody that I met was very welcoming, and everyone was asking me like where I was from, what I was doing there. And the second I told them I was visiting, they were like, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that." And they were just so nice and so welcoming. So shout out to all the people of Glasgow. It is very it looks very full too. This like little view that we're getting right now of the opening of the show, it's like very kind of looks like a, I'm trying to wonder if this is the same building that I was at. Oh, we're kicking things off with John Cena. Did they say which building, the name of the building right now? Because I missed it. If they say the name of the building, then I'll remember whether or not I was in this building or not. Is this the Hydro? Are they at the Hydro? The Ovo Hydro, I think, is the one. Hydro Arena. Okay, there you go. I have been in this building. Okay. No wonder I was looking at it and I'm like, hold the phone. It looks a little familiar to me. Okay, I have been in this building. All right. So that's like their main, arena that they have there. Can't believe we're kicking things off once again with John Cena. Isn't it crazy that John Cena's retirement tour, instead of going to all of these cities and being loved, he's going to all of these cities and being booed? Like, total opposite of what most of us had anticipated for John Cena. I was expecting him to go across the world and be loved and admired and cheered. And instead, he's going across the world and being booed like he's never been. Well, he has been booed before, so that doesn't apply to John Cena. But heavily booed is all I'm saying.
John Cena,
mind you, like, think about this.
on the WWE
Most like
Universe.
retirement tours is supposed to be like cheering and love and admiration. Not for John Cena, baby. Not for John Cena. Double S says, is he going to break up with us again? Well, a lot of people have been wanting John Cena to address The Rock. As to, like, why The Rock? Why did you sell your soul to The Rock? That is a big portion of this story that John Cena has not addressed. So I think a lot of people are left wanting to know why he did it. So I think that's one part of the promo that we might want to hear today. So let's see what we got. I'm going to shut up so we can hear this promo.
Something on your mind? Seems like you have something you want to say to me.
I thought he was about to say, so what do you want to talk about? It's very loud in there, but I feel like we're getting a mixture of everyone's like chanting different things. Let's see.
You're ready here tonight to do your worst, aren't you? It's because you finally understand what is going on. I have turned the spotlight on you. And now you know that I can pick apart any one of you random ticket holders and rip you to shreds right now.
Oh, so it really is John Cena versus the people. That's why you dumped us last week.
No one is safe. Last week, I put a clueless kid on blast.
How sad!
His poor, pathetic face was everywhere.
No, they're still continuing
WWE
it.
Posted it.
That's funny.
And you all loved it.
John Cena's face. He just gave up. He's like,
that over here.
That's funny. That little kid, he's been having a hell of a week. I think that kid's life has changed forever. He became a meme. He's being mentioned on the broadcast.
Me, the one guy who actually always tells the truth. or all of you whose best idea is to use profanity. You were the ones who love to watch and rewatch and meme a poor defenseless little kid getting destroyed.
No. We're being blamed for it.
I don't need to single out anyone here because you are all horrible people.
Okay, sure.
No.
Talk about The Rock, John.
You get to find out how I make you pay for the abuse you have put me through. For 25 years, I have listened to your lies and your noise. But I didn't waste that time being mean like you. No, I paid attention.
John Cena says no profanity. You got to give more profanity. That's the way it works, guys. More profanity.
You make this so easy. While you were chanting profanity at the top of your lungs, I've been paying attention. I've been learning from you, quizzing you, studying you, testing you, prodding you, rewarding you for playing along with your stupid, childish, curse-ridden nursery rhymes. And in doing so, you have told me every single thing about you. You know nothing about me. I know more about you than you.
What?
And the truth is, your life is sad. Because this is the best it's gonna get. This is all you have.
How sad.
But to me, you have been nothing more than an experiment. You have been rats in a cage.
I prefer to be a little hamster on a wheel.
Pick out any moment in my career and I'll tell you what I learned from you. When I bled, you thought I was tough. When I spoke, you were inspired. When I was edgy, you were excited. When I was vanilla, you were bored. When I was loyal, you were loved. When I was selfish, you were disrespected.
Oh no, John Cena's getting what chanted?
What? You make this so simple. You will always tell me everything about yourselves because you so desperately want to matter. And the most important thing you ever told me was in April 2005. It was a day I gave you my greatest idea. I gave you the WWE Spinner Championship.
Boost for the Spinner Championship.
And just like right now, you ate me alive. All you have to do is Google negative comments about the spinner belt. You all told me loud and clear how stupid I was because I changed your championship into a toy, and the championship is not a toy. The championship is a symbol of the center of all this, and the toy belt I made for you disrespected tradition and disrespected your legacy.
Ooh, where are we getting at with this?
Listen,
I feel like I saw that spinner belt everywhere.
Mistake you ever made. In that one single moment, you were vulnerable enough to actually tell you what means the most to you in this life. And now that I know that, I am going to ruin wrestling.
What? What?
What?
How so? How are you going to ruin
I am
wrestling?
going to ruin wrestling for every fan, for every wrestler, for everyone.
Como? How?
At WrestleMania, I make history by winning a 17th championship.
Oh, is that how he's planning on ruining wrestling?
And I finally force you to forget the name of the fun machine jet flying, woo, Ric Flair. You will forever say the name John Cena.
I don't know if that's how you're going to ruin wrestling, but okay.
Even worse, I'm going to win that championship. The center of every superstar of this entire business, of every fan in this building, I will win that championship and retire with it.
Oh, okay. Now I see where he's trying to say.
I am taking it home with me and leaving all of you to create a brand new toy belt, because the real one comes home with me.
All right, fine, fair enough.
I will be the last real champion in WWE. Revenge is best served cold, and I pay you back by ripping your heart out and forcing you to watch as I just walk away with your memories, with your traditions and your dreams, and there is nothing you can do to stop me.
We want Cody. Oh, look, right when I said it, I was like, when's Cody coming out? That was perfect timing on my part there. I'm like, at some point we got to get Cody out here. This is going on several minutes. I'm very interested, by the way, during the commercial break to get everyone's thoughts on that John Cena promo. We'll talk about that during the commercial break. Let's see what we get out of Cody here. Remember last week, Cody didn't really say too much. He kept it really brief and just essentially called John Cena a whiny bitch. So let's see what we get out of this today. Hopefully we get just a tad bit more. And still no mentions of The Rock. I love that Cody Rhodes is still taking his time and doing his like normal meet and greet down the ramp when he's got serious business in the ring.
This guy's gonna have to save wrestling.
What is Cody looking at? Cody was looking at one of the sponsors on the mat. But I couldn't tell which one, but he like looked down at it for like a while. Like you can tell he was reading it. But I don't know which one it was or what it was. We got Ricardo Chavez who says, very curious how The Rock is involved in this. I'm very curious as to when we're going to see The Rock involved in this again. When he's even going to be mentioned. Oh, that's what he was looking at. Oh, yeah. I forgot that John Cena laid out his little towel there. I thought it was a mat sponsor. I just saw the words and I'm like, oh, it's one of the sponsored things. That's funny. It was Cena's towel that Cody was looking at. Sorry, lights were down. Couldn't tell. I'm like, what is he? What sponsor is that? Is that like a food item? Why is why is Cody Rhodes looking at that so intently? All right, Cody, come on. Fire it up. Get John Cena good. Give it to him. The famous Cody Rhodes chant. That chant, by the way, is very fun to chant out loud. I was lucky enough to get that experience, and I had never heard the chant before until I was there. And so everybody chanting it and just like trying to catch on, that was very fun because it really does just like move very nicely when you're chanting it.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
He's gonna ruin wrestling,
You
Cody.
said you were going to take this away from them. Don't you think you need to take it away from me first? Admittedly, I made a mistake last week. I looked at you, I talked about old John, I talked about new John. I didn't look hard enough, hearing it, seeing it now. You are clearly sincere, you are clearly angry, and you are clearly willing. Perhaps you're the most dangerous John Cena has ever been.
You should know,
You
Cody.
have made
He beat the
a
crap out of you.
massive mistake. And the mistake was not hitting me upside the head with this at the Elimination Chamber. No, no, no. The mistake was saying what you just said in front of these lovely people while I was in the building.
These lovely people. Cody Rhodes is so professional. These lovely people. I don't know why, but that was pretty funny. I don't know how many people I've actually heard refer to the fans as just like, oh, these lovely people. It's so funny.
Does that bother you? Because here's what bothers me. I don't have to unload and unpack our history, but you of all people, John Cena, should know how hard I fought, how violently I fought, just to hold this one time, just to validate one name. And if I understand you correctly, you were saying that the timeline of all of professional wrestling hangs in the balance because of your vanity? You want to take this, right? That's what you said. You want to take it?
Go right ahead, John Cena. Try to take it now.
I'll give you the opportunity right now.
He's not gonna do nothing.
Take it, John!
Take the blazer off, Cody. Get more movement without the blazer on. I wonder if they're actually going to get physical or they're just taunting us. Yep, knew it. John Cena ain't going to get physical right now. He's not going to give the people what they want. Remember, we get nothing. He told us that last week. We're not going to get nothing.
John!
I think at some point, Cody needs to not take the high road and just go after Cena. Because if Cena's going to keep walking away, Cody needs to go after him. Because at this point, he doesn't have to wait for John Cena to punch him or anything. John Cena already did the attacking. Cody Rhodes is more than justified to attack John.
I cannot let you do it. I cannot have that on my conscience. Right now, I need you to see me. I need you to see all of them. And I need you to understand that your psychotic need to take this does not outweigh our right to keep it. The champ is no longer standing there. The champ is standing in the center of this ring.
Stealing his own
And
words
see you
from him.
walking away empty-handed. John Cena, that is how you walk away from WrestleMania. And that is how you walk away from the WWE.
The champ is indeed here.
All right, so they're definitely
And his
doing
name
like a
is
slow
Cody
burn
Rhodes.
of this
And in
Cody Rhodes,
26
John Cena
nights,
story.
Cody
They're
Rhodes
taking their
defends the
time with it.
WWE
I don't
Championship
necessarily know that we
against
got
that
too
man,
much new stuff out of this
John
segment. Really,
To
the
save
only thing, and
wrestling,
we already knew
John
this, was
Cena
that
said
John
he's
Cena
taking
was
the
going for
title
that
at
17th
WrestleMania,
world title.
and he's
And he
going
basically just
as the
reiterated
last
that
ever
today.
real
But I
champ.
think the biggest
Cody
takeaway
Rhodes
from
better get
this
ready.
was that
It's
he
gonna be a
is
roller
quote
coaster
unquote
ride
going
over
to
the
ruin
next 4
wrestling
weeks,
and
and
go after his
tomorrow
17th
morning,
championship.
you can
So
join
I
Raw
get
Recap
the
at
biggest
WWE
part of
YouTube
that
channel
whole
and
promo,
all
but
your
for the
audio
most part,
platforms,
it's
wherever
still pretty
you
much
get your
along the
podcasts.
same lines
Raw
of things
Recap
that we
with Megan Moran
knew.
and Sam
We
Robertson.
still
We're
haven't
gonna talk
addressed
about
The
this, and
Rock.
also,
They still
sure
haven't
they're gonna
gotten
talk about
physical
our
with
main
each
event,
other
which is
since the
tonight. It's
Elimination
the
Chamber attack,
Intercontinental
of course.
Championship between
And
Penta and
so
Braun
they're
Breaker.
still
And
really
for
kind
Braun
of taking
Breaker,
their time
finally, he gets a bit of a break
with
from the
this
Judgment Day.
story, with this feud, really taking their time with it. Because this promo wasn't too different from what we got last week.
One-on-one with the breakout star Braun Breaker. Remember, this matchup was set up after Dominic Mysterio.
Okay, so I think we're gonna get Braun. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to Braun Breaker Penta next, but they're recapping it right now. So let's see.
Here's the thing. I think I found the perfect person to add to the Judgment. Who? What if we add Penta to the Judgment Day?
Penta, the guy who just declared that he wants to come after my Intercontinental Championship.
You say what is next for Penta?
The Continental Championship!
All in the Game says Cena can't cut
You know
that
what?
same promo again.
No,
My
Cena.
favorite part about that was that John Cena dumped us, and he's still talking about the people. Usually it's like the reverse, right? When you're the one who gets dumped, we do all the talking. I'm being silly, of course. Thank you so much, Cousin Bevel, for the very kind comment. I appreciate that. All right, let me catch up with the chat and see what everybody thinks about what we saw here. We got our first super chat, by the way. Thank you so much to Bryn Hawking, who says, "Hey, Denise, did you know that Jey is just like you and liking mayonnaise with his pizza? DWO for life, and how was you teaching this past weekend?" So, correction, Bryn. I do not like mayonnaise on my pizza. I like ranch on my pizza. And the Jey, I don't know if he came out and said he liked mayonnaise on his pizza. I'm not really sure. But the video where he reveals that he likes ranch on his pizza, that video was with me. So I'm definitely aware, unless he did something different with mayonnaise, I'm not a mayonnaise pizza fan. So that's not me. Ranch and pizza, that's me. Mayonnaise and pizza, not me. But Brent, thank you so much for the super chat. And teaching this past weekend was absolutely incredible, though. It was so much fun. I was wondering, like, I didn't know how many people were going to show up to the classroom, but a lot of people did show up. In fact, all of the seats were filled. Some people even had to be turned away because there weren't enough seats. And so that was kind of cool. And there was people of all ages too, like adults, teenagers, kids, all gender. So it was very like a huge variety in the room, which was very cool. And my favorite part was when I would say something and I could see people's faces like light up at certain things that I would say. Oh, here we go. Jey Uso's coming out. Oh, it's time for the tag team match. So we're about to find out who the mystery partner for Jey Uso is going to be. There's a lot of people that are expecting it to be Joe Hendry because they're in Scotland. I hope that they do deliver upon JoeHendry. I'm kind of worried that it won't be someone that the crowd will be like crazy about, you know? So hopefully it is Joe Hendry. But yeah, I really had to. Oh, it's Jimmy.
Wait. Look who's here.
Oh, it really is Jimmy.
Jey's brother.
Okay, so I think a lot of people were probably expecting someone else. Yeah, and it just ended up being Jimmy, which is fine because it's the Usos, but I feel like they could have probably not gotten the people's emotions or hopes up and thinking that it might have been Joe Hendry. But Brent, thank you so much for the super chat. And yes, I had the best time teaching this past weekend. It was very, very cool. Also, thank you so much to Richard Biggs, who just became a DWO member, or he is a DWO member, has been a DWO member for 9 months. So, Richard, happy 9th month anniversary. We also got King Michael Gann 1 to 3, who says, "Damn, the crowd is really quiet. What a shame." I don't feel like they're quiet, actually. I mean, they haven't been as crazy as the last 2 weeks of crowds that we've gotten, but I don't think that they have been like quiet or anything. We're on a little bit of a break here. And so I don't think they've been quiet necessarily. Oh, I think Jey Uso might cut a promo. Hold on.
I saw this last week.
Yeah, I don't think they've been quiet. They just haven't been as crazy as Spain or as Italy, you know? Thank you so much, King Michael Gang. We got Bailey Darling here who says, "I'd love to see you do Money in the Bank 2011. Thank you so much to Bailey Darling also for the super chat. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the show, by the way. Thank you to Bailey, King Michael Gang, Richard Biggs, Fred Hawking, Sheldon Jackson. Thank you. All right, let me get caught up here with what everyone is saying here. Let's see.
Jey Uso, of course, getting ready to.
Let me go through some of your guys' comments and see what everyone's saying about this show so far. Send in your thoughts on that opening segment. We got people that do like. Darren G says, "Hell yeah, Ranch on pizza, let's let me go." Yes. Code says, "Yeet light, please. No 10 minutes of eating." Oh, they're gonna yeet for the next 2 minutes at least, maybe even a little bit more, because that's essentially what we're getting right now. It's the whole ass yeet party. So everyone's gonna go home with like really, really sore arms. Eric says, "Why announce it as the mystery?" I think in their eyes it was like, okay, let's make it a mystery because they haven't been teaming up, right? Like Jay and Jimmy haven't been teaming up in a while. But I think they should have promoted it as like the Usos reunite in Glasgow or something like that. Because again, it was going to get a lot of people thinking that it was Joe Hendry. Which, to be honest, oh yeah, Pat McAfee does have a kilt. To be honest, like when they made the announcement last week, I wasn't expecting for it to be Joe Hendry, but a lot of people were sending in comments expecting it to be Joe Hendry. I actually thought it was going to be Otis. The only reason I thought it was going to be Otis was because they've been kind of having some moments. So I thought, oh, maybe he'll just come out and help his friend. And it's kind of a random tag team. So that's what I thought they were going to do, but definitely not. We got Basil Deuce here says, "Y'all got your hopes up." Yeah, for reals. No Joe Hendry here today, at least not right now. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, everyone's saying, "I believe," say his name and he appears, and then we just don't get it. Oh, shit. Hold on 1 second, guys. I just remembered something.
In theory, have not fared well in one-on-one action against Jey Uso in recent weeks. Maybe they'll have better luck in tag team action.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Completely forgot I had to stop my previous recording. And I've been recording the whole time, but I had to stop it, and I forgot. Hold on 1 second. Whoops, my bad. All right. Okay, and we're coming back now to the show. Let's see.
It was.
We got
feel that, right?
Adam Reitner, who says Pat is back, always wanting the spotlight. He was a punter.
Cool.
I like Pat McAfee, by the way, on commentary. I really, really do.
Here we go.
Oh, I've been wanting to see this, by the way. This is starting
On a Wii.
the 26th is Stephanie's Places.
The princess, the
I
queen, the
think it
goddess has
technically
arrived.
goes live for me tomorrow at 9 p.m. Because for me, it's 9 p.m. and then it'll be Eastern time for everybody, so it'll be midnight.
Hey, we're in
So it
Glasgow
drops
for
at
Raw
midnight.
tonight. Want to let
You can
everybody know
watch
that
Stephanie's
Steph's
Places
Places
on
debuts
ESPN Plus,
this Wednesday. Just a couple
Hulu,
of nights
and
away on
Disney.
ESPN Plus.
So,
Also available
look,
on
I didn't even
Hulu
need to tell you
and
this. They're telling
Disney
this.
Plus.
They're telling
That is
you
gonna be
this.
in a future
But the only
episode of
reason I
Steph's
knew this was
Places.
because I was
Episode
actually
one,
searching
going
for
to
it.
feature
Because I wanted to see like
CM
where
Punk.
I could
Stephanie's
watch.
Places
Because I'm actually
premieres
interested in
Wednesday.
watching it.
ESPN
And they're
Plus,
kicking off the first
Hulu,
episode
and
with CM Punk
Disney
and
Plus.
Stephanie. And I'm interested in that
Meanwhile, back here
episode,
in,
so I'll probably
Glasgow,
watch it at
Raw,
some
8
point,
countdown set for tag team
either
action
tomorrow night
against
or
Jimmy
Wednesday
and Jey,
morning, somewhere
the
around there. I'll make sure to
Usos.
watch it.
And for Jey Uso, he has the date 26 nights, Pat. against Gunther. at
The sniper
WrestleMania
says,
for the
so
world
cool
title.
seeing my city on
Absolutely,
Raw
the whole
on
world
Netflix.
is
Hell
talking
yeah,
about
man.
the Yeet movement,
The
taking on
snipers. That's very
the
cool. It's always very
absolute
exciting to
stallion
see
in the ring,
your
Gunther.
people,
The entertainer versus the
representing. That's always
destroyer
very,
set up
very
the
fun.
regional leader.
All
And
right,
we're
let's
underway.
go
Did
to
some
this
research
tag team
during the
match
break.
that
This is the first time
ended up
that
just
Jimmy and
being
Jey Uso have teamed together in
like
a
whatever.
traditional tag team match in a year and a half. The last time they teamed together, the Usos beat Roman Reigns and
Big G
Solo
says, where's
Sikoa.
SmackDown
Jey
this Friday?
pinning Roman to earn himself
Good
a
question. I
future
forgot. Let
championship
me check
opportunity.
really
An honor
quickly.
it is to be here tonight as the Usos obviously reunite to beat the hell out of the
They are in London.
on the road to WrestleMania.
And
Yeah,
Jey
they're
Uso's
in
starting things
London
off
for
now
SmackDown
against
this
Austin
Friday.
Theory, who he knocked off
And then
last
next
week. Now he
Monday,
gets
Raw
to
is
face
also in
Waller, who he
London.
knocked off
And then
2
that's
weeks
it.
ago.
We're done with the international
First time ever
shows.
these two teams
April
have
4th, we
met
got
each other
SmackDown in
tag team
Chicago. And then April 7th, Raw in Minneapolis. And then that's it. We are pretty much on the road. Well, we're already on the road, but we'll be a lot closer to WrestleMania, that's for sure.
The 2025
All right, thank you so
World
much to
Record.
Big
Jey
G
Uso
for
taps in
asking.
his brother Big Jim. 8 times the Usos held tag team gold together. One of the greatest tag teams of all time, Pat.
Yeah, you're right, and they're picking right up where they left off.
We got Big G who says, I'm
Cleaning
surprised
house
Drew
of
isn't on Raw
anytime
tonight.
down under.
Well, I mean, his storyline is over on SmackDown
Now
with
Big
Damian
Jim gonna
Priest.
fly. Down
But it
goes
would be
Theory and
cool
Waller.
if he did make an appearance, you
Now
know?
who's there?
I don't think people would mind it if he just came out and made an appearance. Everybody would understand
They
why.
get back in time to some Hall of Fame tag team wrestling with the Usos.
Jimmy was in action this past Friday night.
Wow, we got a lot of people here who do not like Pat McAfee on commentary. When did everybody make the turn? I swear everybody loved Pat McAfee on, well, not everybody, but I swore a good majority of people liked Pat McAfee on commentary. And I feel like I'm seeing a lot of people saying they don't. I know he's not for everybody. That I do know. I do enjoy Pat McAfee on commentary only because he's less serious and less.
They do magical things, and knowing
Sometimes he has
Jim
some really funny lines,
still looking out is great.
and that's
Jey
why I like
Uso,
Pat
especially
McAfee
against
on
somebody like
commentary. He's just a
Gunther.
little bit more
Great down under. Imagine
lighthearted
over the
conversation. You know what
on
I'm
the road to
saying?
WrestleMania.
Whereas
to Las Vegas in
not
26
super
months.
hyper fixated on being a commentator.
To hear that again.
But that could be a turnoff for some people. Some people do want the hyper fixation on being a commentator versus just going out there and,
Theory made the tag.
conversating on what you see on the show.
Outside the ring, Grayson Waller now right in front of the announce table and misses wildly. Jimmy caught him with the right hand and Waller right on the table, but oh my goodness, did you feel that and hear that? A wicked forearm to the jaw.
Tanisha Hicks says, I like both Pat McAfee and Corey Graves. And Cuddy says he's like Booker T plays this role well. Booker T's a lot. Booker T's definitely a lot. He goes pretty crazy.
Big right from Jim. Boom.
Ricardo Chavez says, I like that Pat McAfee gets away with saying more than most commentators. I don't know if he gets away with it or if it's just who he is and not who the other guys are. You know? I'm not really sure if that's hey, you're not allowed to act this way, or maybe the commentators feel like you have to act a certain way. That's what I was saying that I like the difference is that Pat McAfee is just Pat McAfee. He's not Pat McAfee, the commentator. He's just Pat McAfee. We got a very generous super chat from King Michael Gang 123. Thank you so much for this, by the way. You have no idea how generous that is. Thank you very kindly. He says, John Cena is going to win at WrestleMania. We are going to get John Cena and Cody Part 2 at SummerSlam, I feel like. And also think that The Rock is going to be there as well. Cody wins as Cena turns on The Rock. Cody wins as Cena turns on The Rock, which leads to a crown jewel match with Cena Rock Part 2. So I'm on board with you for like the first portion of this. I don't know about them running John Cena and The Rock. That part I'm not necessarily on board because I don't know that that's what they're going to do. But I do expect to see John Cena win at WrestleMania. I do expect Cody John Cena Part 2 at SummerSlam. Those parts I do expect. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with The Rock or whether or not he's actually going to be, doing any matches or what, right? Because if we're going to see any match with The Rock at some point, we do need to see The Rock and Cody Rhodes. Rhodes.
jumping
I
kick
feel
out
like
at 2.
and would want to see that. Of course, you do have more time to do that because, again, John Cena's on an expiration date since he's going to be retiring. But again, the fact that they haven't mentioned The Rock has me wondering, why aren't they mentioning The Rock? He's such a big piece of this, and no one has really said anything about him. Cody Rhodes briefly mentioned them. John Cena has not really mentioned them at all that I recall. So I'm still have a lot of questions on that regard. And so I was kind of hoping that we heard some of that here today, but we didn't. So yeah, it's kind of strange, and it's got me wondering why haven't we heard so much from that?
Italy was awesome.
King Michael Gang, thank you so much for the generous super chat. Hope you're having a good week. A good start to the week.
Barcelona, the first night of the tour for SmackDown.
See,
That's good.
We got Trilla 514 who says John Cena can't be touched before WrestleMania. At this point, I'm starting to think that.
And we are back. We are live on Netflix tonight.
All right, we're back here. I feel bad, but this match does not feel big at all.
Are back together for the first time in a year and a half in a traditional
tag team match. Says, I think some of the hate on Pat McAfee is considered part-timer. He'll be gone by September. Corey Graves or Wade Barrett fit until football season is over.
the Usos are used to that.
I feel like, in a way, I don't hate that because sometimes, commentary, you have to find new things. You have to find new things to say, right? New things to add on to. And Pat McAfee kind of taking that time away and then coming back and then having the other people fill in. I feel like that kind of keeps things fresh with new perspectives and doesn't keep things so repetitive. Because I know some people here in the comments were already saying they felt like Pat McAfee was too repetitive.
And the WWE
Which, to be honest, is not something that I've noticed too much. But again, I think I kind of have like a different opinion on this one.
His ass off for every opportunity. Well, the whole world's behind him.
Yeah, he step up Inzaguri, caught Theory in the back of the neck.
Huron says, bring Jim Ross and the King back. No, that would not be a direction to go into. We got to move with the times. That's actually one of my biggest criticisms in wrestling commentary a whole lot is that I feel like wrestling doesn't always give me full chances, and I feel like they definitely need to give people legitimate chances, not just throw them out there and if they flop after 3 months they're gone, right? No, I think they should try out more people and more varieties of people, different kinds of personality, not this is the mold you have to fit because you're trying to be Michael Cole version 40. I would like to see more different perspectives on commentary, different types of people on commentary to get different voices and different styles, right? Like, I don't want to see the same guy that's trying to be I don't want to see someone who's trying to be Michael Cole. I don't want to see someone who's trying to be Pat McAfee. I don't want to see anybody who's trying to be anybody else. And I think that sometimes in pro wrestling, we get a lot of the same people on commentary over and over and over again. And I do want to see, again, new people. People I don't know about. Send them in. Let me see how they do. Give them a chance.
Tag to his brother, Jimmy. Jimmy back up on the apron. Jimmy now legal. Oh!
TJ says prediction: Stephen Amell will be in Cody's corner at WrestleMania. I do like Stephen Amell a whole lot.
Look at the top rope, though.
He's a really good actor.
Trying to run interference. That slight distraction cost Jimmy as Waller forces him to lose his balance.
Grayson Waller had this match won. Instead, he wanted to talk to a member of the crowd.
The corner tag made. Jey Uso legal. There's a super
Trello says, come on, Big Jim.
Theory now the legal man. So Jey and Theory are legal in this match.
We got Megan here who says, if we're here to believe Jey is going to beat Gunther, then Jey needs to look excellent in every match. He's not looking good in this one, says Megan. Man, he's got to make sure to get the win, too. Right when I said it, there it is. Well, he's got to make sure. That's the second time that's happened to me today. First one I said, now it's time for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes comes, oh wait, no, the third time. First I said, okay, now it's time for Cody Rhodes. And then Cody Rhodes came out. And then I said, I started promoting
The spear
Stephanie's
by
places
Jey.
where you can watch, and then they did the same thing. And then I
Yes.
said, oh yeah, Jey
Perfect
Uso should win
unison.
right now. And then he did.
1D makes it one.
Those are all
and
accidental.
for the
I'm
Usos.
foreshadowing the future today.
And now the
I'm so
celebration
proud.
for
That's it.
Jimmy and Jey.
Start asking me what the lottery numbers are, guys. I'm in the zone.
And the
Madam
Eats
Denise
begin
is
again
alive and thriving
in
today.
Glasgow. Wait a minute, that's Gunther, the world champion.
Now there's Gunther. Is he going to get in another successful attack on Jey for the 100th week in a row? No, good. Jey's fighting back. Yay.
Jey Uso, preview of WrestleMania in less than 4 weeks.
Yeet.
Jey connects.
And
Yeet.
another one by Jey.
It is
Gunther
pretty
driven
fun
back
to
the
chant
corner.
yeet whenever
They're sneak
Jey
attacking
does like
the
anything.
Usos.
And Jey setting up for a spear.
Oh, shit, what
Jey
happened?
trips, and Gunther going to take advantage. It has been a bad couple of weeks for Jey Uso. When it comes
Was
to
that
Gunther,
done on
and now
purpose
the
or on
elbow to the back
accident?
of the neck. Jimmy Uso now with a steel chair sends Gunther scrambling.
Legit, was the trip done on purpose or on accident? I'm not really too sure. Because if it was on
Did that a couple of
accident,
times,
ooh.
last
And
week
then
as
good
well,
save from Gunther because he
nonetheless,
went right in on
Jimmy
attacking
coming to
him.
Jey's aid
If it was done on purpose,
further
that would be
damage to the
really,
hands
really
of the
silly.
world
Like, why would you do that on
champion
purpose,
Gunther,
right?
who promised
Oh
that Jimmy
no,
Uso's
I'm
like
not
a
really
living
sure.
hell
Everyone's saying
all the
either
way
way it
to
looks bad.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, there's
Big
not
win
really
for the
a
Usos.
either way kind of sort
Jey
of
needs
big
to stop
deal.
slipping.
I'm not really too sure what happened there, guys.
Well, imagine how you're gonna feel with one of these on each shoulder by the end of the night. Dominic, how'd it go with dinner?
Honestly, not good. He thinks he's lost so much confidence in challenge.
I can't hear what Dominic is
Listen, I
saying.
mean, I love
Dominic's
it.
wearing
He's done
overalls?
for all of his roles.
Yeah, I guess things just didn't go down the way I wanted them to.
I
That's all.
know, but things are getting better. I beat Jey last week, and tonight Raquel becomes a new women Intercontinental champion.
Double champ.
Double champ, just because.
Kind of interesting to see Dominic in overalls. Totally.
Dominic, why don't you go talk to
You're right,
Raquel
Liv.
before-
It's time I challenge for the IC Championship.
Carlito's still here. What's he
Dominic, why don't
doing?
you go try to talk to Penta before his match tonight?
Finn already said he didn't want Penta in the Judgment Day.
I know, but Finn also is against you bringing me to the Judgment Day, and look how that worked out. You've always had great instincts, Dominic, so trust yourself.
Oh, I love Liv Morgan's rings. Maricita.
Let's get it, Raquel. Yes. See you later.
All right.
For those of you who don't speak Spanish, that's how you can say whenever you see the two noses rubbing together. Naricita.
I'm killing it.
You learn something new every day here.
Well, Raquel hopes to become a double
Okay, well,
champion
there you
tonight,
guys
much
go.
like
That
this
was
woman, Stephanie McCare, who makes
let me
history
one
tomorrow
second.
night on the CW
Gotta
in
start
the
a new-
States and
a
on
new
Netflix
recording
internationally.
on the back.
Becomes the first women's superstar in NXT history to defend two
Those of you who are like, what the hell is Denise talking about? So, I do a separate recording of my stream, and I have to keep, like, after every other segment, I basically start and stop a new recording. And I do that because I have Chris, the editor, who helps me out with editing clips and whatnot. So while I'm here doing the stream, Chris cuts clips for me and he posts them up on my behalf on Instagram so that I can get things done a little bit faster. And so that's why sometimes I have to, like, stop and start certain streams because Chris is doing a lot of the background work over on Instagram and whatnot. So on Mondays, when you guys see all of the clips go up really fast, that's all Chris, you know, really helping me out and getting that stuff up on Instagram. So they'll be up probably in the next couple of minutes. So, let me get the audio back.
Branding and colors of 13 major European football clubs.
Do you guys like those belts? The European football legacy belts?
FC and Rangers FC.
They're a little much for me, but I'm sure if it's your team, you'd probably feel differently.
Pre-order now.
That's
from
real.
Euroshop,
Oh no.
WWE Shop and Fanatics. And
We're
will
on the
be
air. That
available
one-
to purchase
Everyone's like, they look horrible. They're
Live right now.
hideous.
Celtics Rangers.
Hell, Morrison says
Yeah, it
hell
is.
no. Jason
CM
says
Punk
meh.
was even trolling for Drew McIntyre.
Archer's like, they look
who's a
ridiculous.
Rangers fan, but what about those,
I
those
see says
European legacy
no.
belts?
They look amazing.
That's funny.
Obviously, I'm not buying a
I feel
Celtics
like,
or Rangers one. You don't want to be pro either. It's kind
I
of
don't
like
know.
politics
I
here
guess I just
in
felt
Glasgow.
differently.
You know, you got to hate the other side.
I
so
personally
I'll
feel like
buy
there are
them all,
just
I
a
guess,
lot.
not
Like
to
there's a
piss off any Scott.
whole lot
Well,
of point in them.
Speaking of
And I
titles,
thought,
the
oh, maybe because
Women's
I'm not a
Intercontinental
fan,
Championship
maybe that's
is
why
on
they're
the
not for
line.
me.
Coming up next here on
But
Netflix, Lyra Valkyria.
maybe if I was a
defending
fan, I'd feel
against
differently.
Raquel Rodriguez.
I'd be like, yeah, splatter my team logo absolutely everywhere. Get it up there. We got another super chat from John Stamey. Thank you so much, John. He says, I hope Lyra retains her championship. I feel
champion, you got to be great.
like
Valkyria has certainly displayed that,
and I'm really excited to find out who.
I'm trying to decide what I think is going to happen here.
Raquel Rodriguez. Look at her.
Raquel definitely, she's already a tag team champion. I don't think she needs to be both tag team and Intercontinental champion. So for that reason,
try to make y'all look fresh.
What happened?
Don't get it.
Know what's fresh? A super fast
Oh
connection.
no. Hold on. Oh, that's weird. So get this, guys. I have the standard. Hold on.
Frustrating.
Oh, okay. So sorry, I was trying to figure this out. So I have the standard edition of Netflix, which gives me no ads.
As soon as today.
But
who files your taxes for you?
I'm getting ads.
So you can go about your day.
But they're wrestling ads. So right now when it went black, I'm wondering if they were showing like a non.
Car's a big deal.
Never mind. No, now I'm getting a non-wrestling ad. Oh man, I should have. Okay, so here's what I did not do today. What I did not do today because of the times, and I didn't have to switch the times. I am not on the Toronto, Canada feed today. I am on the American feed. And even though I have the standard edition that says no ads, my ass is getting ads. But earlier I was not getting ads, but now I am. So I don't really know how to explain that. Sorry. I thought I had it all figured out, and now I just realized that okay, Double S also got the blackout. I thought that was just me. I was like, maybe I just got the blackout just for whatever reason. But yeah, I'm not on the Canadian one right now, and I don't want to turn it on because if I turn it on, it'll stop my stream. Because every time you connect or disconnect from a VPN when you're live, like your stream will just stop because you lose internet for like a little bit. That's why I always connect to the VPN before I start streaming here on the channel. Okay, so everybody here is pretty much experiencing the same thing I am. Okay, I was very, very confused there for a second.
With legends
but John, I do agree with you. I do think Lyra should retain her championship. I don't think she should lose to Raquel. Thank you, John.
But one star shines brighter than all the rest. El Grande Americano.
I was like, what is this for?
El Grande Americano was raised to be the ultimate luchador.
I didn't realize this was for El Grande Americano.
Of lucha libre.
Wait, they're giving him like a whole background. That's funny.
He disappeared without a trace.
Oh no, and then what happened?
Now, the legend has returned to bring honor and glory back to this beautiful sport.
Oh, this is clever. I like this.
He is an icon. He is a trailblazer. He is El Grande Americano.
Oh, yay, the Grande Americano returns. Woo! That's too funny. That is hilarious.
What the hell was that news? That
was fun.
An introduction to the newest member of the Raw roster, El Grande Americano. That's ludicrous. That was Chad Gable.
Wrong.
Oh, he's gonna act like he's sick today.
Now, I know we have some physical similarities, but guys, it's not me. Okay, I don't have the energy to argue with you about it tonight. Someone on the way over here got me sick. Fortunately, I can't compete tonight.
What is this?
Doctor's note.
He really brought a doctor's note?
What is this? Can this
What?
You really need a note? You know what? It's okay.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you,
We don't
Ray.
need a match. We'll see you outside in the park.
Oh,
what, guys? We don't need.
No, Ray. If you let me finish.
Okay, they're gonna honor this doctor's note? That'd be hilarious.
Why doesn't Dragon Lee take on the new guy, El Grande Americano? See what
Yes,
he's got.
do it. Do it. Do it.
It looks like my hands are tied. Obviously, this is more complicated than we all thought.
You know what, Pierce? I get it. I understand. Lucha Libre, tradition, you can't. Pierce, you know what? Me importa un chorizo if he's Gable or El Grande Americano.
Chorizo.
Let's take the match.
We'll take the match?
Yeah.
Great, it's official.
By the way, if you've never had chorizo, you're missing out, guys. Chorizo's freaking good. So good. If you've never had it, you must have chorizo at some point in your life.
Let him talk to me like that?
Dr. Snow, really?
Gable should be wearing
You know
a
what it
mask.
was? Chad Gable appeared in my stream the other day when I was talking about making my mom's signature.
He's an Emmy-winning Scottish.
Oh, that's the guy from Baby Reindeer. I actually know him.
Baby Reindeer.
I did watch a couple of episodes of Baby Reindeer, but then it got too dark for me, and I was like, nah, I can't finish watching Baby Reindeer.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, the tag
Double
champs
S
are here
says
as well.
chorizo's awesome,
Raquel
especially
Rodriguez
for
looking to win the
breakfast.
Intercontinental title
Yeah.
tonight.
I was about to say something else, but I held back. I held back, all right. I held back.
Get into her in Italy.
There's a lot with all of these.
Let's see what else we got here.
Ramona Liva, or whatever she called it.
We got Icy here who says, you ever notice when Chad is around, El Grande Americano is around? Interesting. Oh, we got the Intercontinental Championship match next. Yeah, Britt Hawkins says, Chad learning from Denise and faking 6 notes. See, guys, I was literally talking about this last week. I forgot on which stream, but this was the topic that I touched on. Then all of a sudden, Chad Gable has a 6 notes.
Get you in that
I
right.
wish they would have actually shown the note, because I would love to see, like, what it said.
Hey, you know, WWE
We got Paul here who says chorizo con papas with chilaquiles and a couple of fried eggs.
Center this May for Saturday night's main event.
Yep.
The 24th Battleground.
All the
25th Monday
things
Night
I
Raw on the
want to
26th,
eat,
and
all of
NXT
them.
On the 27th, combo tickets on sale now via Ticketmaster. Individual event tickets on sale tomorrow via
All right,
Ticket.
let's do this main event. I mean, not main
Lyra
event, excuse me.
Valkyria wants to be a
Intercontinental
fighting champion.
Championship
She has her
match.
opportunity again tonight for the
I don't know
first
why I'm
time
saying
ever.
main event.
Go
We're only 54
one-on-one
minutes
with
into the show.
powerhouse, Raquel
Jay Grouse 9
Rodriguez.
says, Bird Lady getting woos from Scotland. It's fun to do the little woo. We got Arthur here who says Raquel's
course,
going to
Lyra,
win all
the
because of Liv
inaugural
Morgan. She's going to
Women's
cheat and help out during the match. I hope not.
Champion, what a
Let's
tournament
hope that doesn't happen.
to be crowned the champion.
All right, here we go. I'm hoping for a Lyra retention
Okay,
here.
great.
I
Thanks,
agree
Liv.
with our
You should
earlier
just join
John
us and
Stamey here.
Provide your
I
expert
agree.
analysis. So she wanted us to tell the world about how much bigger Raquel is
And stronger.
than Lyra Valkyria, but I believe Lyra may be quicker, as you see there with the switch into Raquel Rodriguez, who just slings Valkyria across the ring.
Lyra has been nothing short of impressive since debuting on Raw. Obviously, the first ever Intercontinental Women's Champion. She's got her hands full with Raquel here. So, obviously, alongside Liv, the only 3-time Women's Tag Team Champions.
Again, showing off her
I love
power
her
here
just
tonight
like
against
swinging.
Valkyria.
Lyra.
Valkyria obviously had problems.
That would have been
with
funny if people started wooing
more
during the
powerful
swing.
women.
Woo!
What happened in the finals of the
Woo!
Queen last year.
Just every little turn.
See if Lyra
Woo!
can correct those issues here tonight. And again, Raquel Rodriguez just tossing Lyra into the corner.
Yes,
And again,
these are the
Lyra
stuff
looking
that I
to
think
finish
about while
tonight's
I'm
side
watching
headlock
the
on
shows.
Rodriguez.
All Liv has been screaming to
So
the fans
funny.
is that Raquel is bigger and stronger. We know that. So does Lyra. Okay, and she's more dominant, and she's going to be
It would be a double champion. Liv.
double champion.
Oh!
We got
Again,
JB
trying
from
to take
GA
out
who says,
Raquel
Denise,
at the
pay
knees.
attention
It's
to how
Lyra
Michael Cole
Valkyria
pronounces
looking for a
Valkyria.
suplex. Not sure if
It's
that
not
was fine.
Valkyra.
Raquel just
What?
overpowering her there.
It's Valkyra.
Raquel Rodriguez,
Lyra
a former
Valkyra.
NXT Women's Champion.
I've never paid attention to how Michael Colbert
Sunset
pronounces
flip.
it.
Raquel does not allow it to happen.
Raquel Rodriguez could be the second.
I've
ever
always
Intercontinental
hated the
champion.
way Michael Cole pronounces
Valkyria,
Raquel
that's over here
Rodriguez.
near the homeland.
He always says
Ireland near
Raquel
Scotland.
Rodriguez. A Raquel.
Raquel sent through the ropes into the floor.
I think he's getting a little better, but it's Raquel.
And Raquel very upset. Might want to turn her attention back to Lyra. Who now flies to the ropes, but it's caught by Rodriguez.
Oh, no. Raquel.
And Raquel now. Oh, sent it to the announce table by
Oh,
Lyra.
rough.
Great
I
counter.
didn't have enough space there.
That's great work by our Intercontinental
Definitely
champion,
got him
Lyra
better because
Valkyria.
before he used to
Morgan
say
failing as a
Raquel,
coach here thus
but now he
far in
says
this match.
Raquel. So he's definitely
As
gotten
Raquel is
better at
sent
that.
back into the ring by Valkyria.
But Michael Cole is
Lyra was
pronouncing
coming
Lyra
through this
Valkyria
table
correctly.
instead.
That is
Hurricane
exactly how
Rana.
you pronounce it.
Lyra, who loves to fly, heads up to the top rope
He's
now.
not pronouncing
The
it
Intercontinental
incorrectly.
champion. Oh, runs into a boot. Raquel about kicked her back to Ireland.
Holy hell!
Watch this.
What a boot!
That was a good one. Stomped her right on the chest. Oh man, I should have really switched to no, I'm getting ads. No, I should have switched to Canada. What am I doing, guys? Okay, I'm debating switching right now actually, but if I switch though, my internet will stop for like 40 seconds. Are you guys okay with that? Are you guys okay if I switch over right now? Okay. Do not leave it. Do not leave me here. My stream's going to stop for 40 seconds and I will be back. Okay? Do not leave. I'm going to switch. Hold on. I'm switching right now. Hold on. So my stream will stop for like a split second. Hopefully I don't fuck this up. Come on. Come on. Hurry up. It's taking a second. Come on. Take me to Canada. Don't act like we haven't been there before. Hold on. It's taking forever. It doesn't seem to want to switch me. It's like, nah, you're staying with ads, girl. Oh, it's not working. What is happening? This is weird. I wonder if it's not working because I'm streaming. Hold on, let's see. Hey, am I back? I think I'm back. Let me know if I'm back, guys. If I'm back, let me know. Let me see if this worked. I'm going to I'm back. Okay, cool. Oh, the ads are good. Let's go, baby. Hold on. Hold on. Ah, can't show that. Okay.
Not enough power.
Yo. Hey, yo. FM ads.
Raquel with a
FM
shoulder
ads.
tackle once
FM
again
ads.
turns this back in
We
her
are
favor.
good to go. Hold on. Oh. Let me see. Am I really, really back? And it was perfect timing, too. Perfect timing.
We are back
All
here
right, we're good.
in Glasgow, sold out.
It
Nearly
was a
11,000 on
success,
hand.
everyone.
Monday Night Raw live on Netflix, and Raquel Rodriguez taking control of this Intercontinental Championship
Melissa
match.
says it was
Lyra
more like
showed us
10
the fury
seconds.
path.
Yeah, I was worried.
Raquel
I was like, it
cut
actually
it
took
down.
longer today to find a server. Usually it doesn't take that long. Usually I click it and
What
like
a
2
suplex
seconds I'm in
slam by
Canada.
Rodriguez. Cover now.
But
Use the ropes to
at
her
least it
advantage,
didn't
and
take too
Lyra
long to
kicked
get me
out.
back from the stream.
Again,
I was only
Raquel
gone
trying
for
to
like
win
a
her
second.
first ever
We time
Women's
traveled, guys.
Championship on
No, we
Raw or
not time
SmackDown.
traveled. We
The amount of confidence you have to have.
I flew to
to pull that
Canada.
off mid-suplex.
So there we go. Now we can hear the match.
Rodriguez kinda
Well,
playing with her
we're
food
back
right
from
now.
commercial
She's
break
become the
either way.
second ever
But for
Intercontinental
the next
champion.
one, we won't have anything.
Whatever she's wanted to do, she's been able to do.
The last double champion that we've had here, Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, was Asuka. She was a tag champion.
Mercury says FM ads.
Raquel looking to
Yeah.
accomplish the feat here tonight.
Fun.
Y'all wanted to hear the crowd. Lyra took
Infamous
advantage.
DJ wants
and
us.
a
Did
big
anything
leg
with the
drop to the
women's
back of the
championship
net.
happen in the
Coming
first
now on
hour?
Rodriguez.
No,
Can she
nothing yet.
move her
Haven't
in
missed
position? Does
anything.
shoots the half. Cover now by Lyra.
Super Pro
And a
says
kick
I'm
out
still
by
on ads. I
Rodriguez
know how
at
you
2.
feel. Ryan says I crossed the
That
border.
was it.
Don the
Lyra
Visionary said
Valkyria
you had to
getting
take
some
first class to South
serious
Salcedo Air
hang
to
time
Canada.
with a leg drop
Yes.
on the back of
Technically,
Raquel
all of you here on
Rodriguez's
stream just
cranium.
flew
That
South
she
Salcedo
feels
Air.
alive when she flies, and now again trying to power
Thank you so much,
Raquel
D.
up,
Martin Fifth,
trying
for
to
the
put her in
super
position
chat. And
perhaps
says
for the
instead of
night
saying
leg.
Raquel
Raquel,
Rodriguez,
though,
I always say her previous name,
able to
Raquel
get back down
Gonzalez.
to her feet.
Oh, I forget
Over a
every
blow
time
from
which one it
behind.
is. I go back and
I
forth.
just made Raquel
Sometimes
Rodriguez
I
mad
remember
with
it's
that
Raquel
entire career. She
Rodriguez,
steps
and
on
sometimes
Lyra.
I'll accidentally say
Raquel now second
Gonzalez.
rope, and there is that Corkscrew
I always
elbow is
forget
enough.
which one's
Both
which,
legs,
but
smart move near the
here's a
ropes,
good
but
way
Lyra
to remember
has
it.
to kick out at 2.
If you ever forget,
Rodriguez
just think
beat Bayley to earn this
Rail
opportunity
Road.
at the Intercontinental
2
Championship
R's.
tonight.
So then that'll remind you that you need 2 R's for Raquel. Raquel Rodriguez. Does that help? Sorry, I think of stuff like that. Like if I know I'm gonna forget something, I think of a word that
Liv Morgan again.
I will always remember. So when I think of Raquel, Railroad, okay, Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez. You'll never call her Raquel Gonzalez again. So D. Martin Fifth, try that and see if it works.
Raquel
Just remember double R. Railroad.
Just like it was a
Raquel Rodriguez.
With a vertical suplex, and
Yes,
Lyra
this is the
turned
way
it
my
into a
brain
DDT,
functions.
And now looks to put
D.
this
Martin
one
Fifth,
away.
thank you for
Hooks
the
the
super
leg, and
chat.
Liv Morgan.
Desi Baby says she flew to
Jessica
London.
Carr
Love
did
it.
not see Liv
Hazel
get
says
involved.
no passport even. I got
Liv Morgan to
passport.
save the match for partner
That's
Raquel
so funny.
Rodriguez and Lyra's
Michael says
tick.
Denise has
Yeah,
crossed
she
the
should be, but
line.
She also
For
needs to
real.
know that this is possible whenever Liv's ringside.
Lyra can't take her attention from Raquel Rodriguez. We're going to put Raquel now once
If
again into the
Raquel says I'll
night.
just end up calling her double R. Hey, at least he won't forget though.
For the big boot again. Lyra makes Liv Morgan pay on
took
the
out
other side
Liv
of the
Morgan.
ring, but they may cost Lyra.
And what cost, Cole?
Raquel with Lyra up, looking for the Tejana bomb. Lyra rolls through, shoulders are down, and she wins it.
There you go. Looks like nobody had to worry after all. Lyra Valkyria retained her title.
Your winner, and still the Women's Intercontinental Champion.
And now Liv Morgan from behind.
Now Liv. See,
And
but
would you
this the thing. If
expect
they do
anything
Liv
less from
versus
Morgan and
Lyra for the
Rodriguez?
title,
Absolutely
I think
not.
Liv would defeat her. Oh, there's
And
Bailey.
again,
Bailey's gonna go
Bayley
help
rushing
out
to the ring.
Lyra.
She obviously has respect for
I wonder
Lyra
when they're
Valkyria
gonna
and
circle
none
back
for
to the
Morgan and
Bailey
Raquel.
Roxanne
And Bayley's
Perez
gonna make a
feud,
pay.
by the way. They haven't circled back to it in a couple of weeks, so
Lyra's
I'm
role model is
wondering
cleaning up
when they're gonna
Judgment
circle
Day.
back to that.
And Raquel
It's
trying to
been
take
a
Bayley
couple of
out.
weeks. Remember when we
And
saw
Lyra
that
Valkyria
Bailey Roxanne
saving
Perez
Bayley now.
backstage
They're gonna work
segment where she
together.
called her, like, said she had a big head?
to dump Raquel over the top rope into the floor. Thank goodness for Baylor. Who knows what would have happened to Lyra Valkyria tonight, but the headline here, Pat, is the fact that
I'm
Lyra
hoping they bring it
Valkyria,
back,
with a
by the
very
way, this Bailey
impressive win
Roxanne
over
story.
Raquel
I was
Rodriguez
interested in
here
that.
with the Intercontinental Championship on the line.
Huge title defense by Lyra here on Monday Night Raw on the road to WrestleMania. Beating Raquel Rodriguez and embarrassing the Judgment Day here. in
What
Scotland.
if Bailey
wanna talk
attacked
about
Lyra?
impressive.
I was like,
my
what
partner,
if Bailey
Pat
were to
McAfee,
just attack
was
her
offering
right
a
now?
show called Big Night Out,
I would
which
have
is
kind of
coming your
liked
way
that
on
only
April
because I would want to
9th.
see
Pat
Bailey
McAfee
versus
sold
Lyra
out the
Valkyria for the
TPC
title.
Pace Arena in
That's the only
Pittsburgh
reason,
in
but
92
anyways.
minutes.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's a Wednesday night show, and obviously I'm very thankful for all of those who spent their hard-earned money.
I agree
on
with
the
Basil here who
tickets,
says any
and,
Roxanne
where can we
story
watch
is
this?
good. I
okay,
agree.
yeah, we're going to stream it. So this is an announcement. It's going to be streamed live on
Icy's
YouTube,
like, yeah, they forgot
TikTok
about Bailey and
Live,
Roxanne.
X.
Hopefully,
And if
I
you're
really
not
hope
in the
they
arena,
didn't,
you
because I
won't
would
be up for
really,
the
really
$1 million
like
in
to
giveaways,
circle back
but
to
you'll
that. That was
certainly
a
be
match
able
that
to
I was
party
expecting to
Available,
still
I
take
think
place at
$50
WrestleMania, by the way.
arena.
Well, you need to
Also,
watch it. You're kind of doing a lot, but we want to thank everybody.
all right, guys. Hey,
Can't wait for
so
it.
earlier I was saying that Chris the
arrived in
editor
Glasgow
uploads
about, what,
videos
8
on my
o'clock this
behalf on
morning, and he spent
Instagram.
the day
I want to
touring
let
the
you know that
town.
he's
In fact,
uploaded 3
you
already.
went to
So
a
since you
kilt
guys are
shop.
here,
Tell us about the trip.
please
That's right, I
head
went
on
to
over to
McGregor
the
and
Instagram
McDuff.
page
They're the kings
at
of
underscore Denise
Kiltmakers
Salcedo.
here in
And
lovely
I went
Glasgow.
there
I toured
to
the
the
city
Kilt
for
Maker.
like 4 or 5 hours, walked around this place.
I think I
And
went
walked
there.
into the kings
Did
of the
I go
kilts,
there?
and they sized me up.
I might
and
have
they got
gone
me
there,
this
or I might have gone to
beautiful
a
kilt.
kilt store.
And,
Anyways,
I've never felt more.
yeah,
like a
there's 3
badass
videos up
than
right now. If
standing
you
in
guys
the
go
middle
right
of
now and hit the
Scotland
like button
with
and
this
drop a
beautiful kilt
comment,
on
that would
from
be
McGregor
really
and
freaking
McDuff.
sweet, guys.
Just
It
doing
would
my
be a
thing.
huge favor for
And,
me to start getting the
there's
ball
been
rolling
wonderful
on some of
people
these
in this
clips
city
and get some
all
cool
damn day.
interaction.
The food's
I've been
delightful. The
posting a
city
lot
is
on
clean. It's a
Instagram, trying to
hardworking
really
group
grow
of
my
people,
page, and
and
so
they
far
love
it is
wrestling.
growing.
It's an honor to
Slowly,
be
but
here,
it's
and,
growing.
I
So
didn't
you
buy
guys
this.
can
I
help
rented
give
it,
me
so
an
it's gotta
extra
go back,
boost
but I
by heading
always
on over
remember the
there and
night.
spamming
I
some
went
of
old
those
school
videos,
underneath the
especially the
kilt
3
sky.
that I
An
just
opportunity
posted
to
right
spend a
now.
week here. What a
Drop some
beautiful
comments,
country.
and I
And
will
you
be
can say that
responding
kilt
to
will
them
come back
probably
to
after the
Europe
show,
in
though.
August.
Once I'm done with
Huge
everything,
news
I will will get into my comments and start responding to things. Because usually I save that for part of the later on in the day. So yes, please guys, if you guys can head on over there and hit that like button and comment and all of that stuff.
Clash in Paris will be the
Woo!
first
All right.
PLE to be held in the French capital. For pre-sale opportunities and more information, we invite you to visit WWE.com.
These fans have earned it, Cole.
Well, let's switch gears now and show you what's going on in this weird triangle between
Andrew says
women's
Pat
champion
should not
Sky,
lift his
number one
skirt.
contender
Oh,
Bianca
did he,
Belair, and the
did he
former
lift it
champ,
up?
Rhea Ripley.
I didn't notice that. It's so funny.
Please welcome the brand new women's.
Oh, here we go. It's time for the women's title picture.
Io Sky.
I'm over the moon, going to WrestleMania!
Ladies and gentlemen, the number one contender, Bianca Belair.
I just want to say congratulations on last week. I know we haven't always seen eye to eye, but I can honestly say that I am so excited for us to go to WrestleMania.
Hey, what's up, Henry Kieran? Thank you so much for tuning in. BTW, if you're here on the chat and I haven't said hello to you just yet, please go ahead and drop a comment. I want to make sure to shout out some people here. And if I haven't had a chance to shout you out and you've been chilling here and you feel unloved, unnoticed, now is the time to get acknowledged here on the stream. I want to make sure to shout people out if you've been in here. Hey, D-Lara, good to see you. Says listening while working or hardly working. D-Lara, thank you so much for having me on in the background. I appreciate that. We got Chris Keith. What's up, Christy? Thank you so much for tuning into the stream. We got Young Jinx. What's up, Young Jinx? Says would love to see the dual Intercontinental title ladder match of both the men's and women's match. Some same time like Money in the Bank 2020. That would be cool. We got Kid Cudi who says, yo. Adam Ryder says, you would see a Ken doll. What? What are we talking about? Ken doll? Tanisha Hicks says, I'm following you on Instagram. Thank you so much, Tanisha. I really, really thank you for that. I'm trying. My goal right now is to get to 113,000. I'm stuck at 107 currently, but I'm trying to take it step by step. So my first goal is 113,000. We got Bruce Phillips. What's up, Bruce? We got Edgar Buckley. We got Addie Carver, Danielle Cooper, who says Bianca slowly turning heel again, which is good. Not seen a heel since NXT. Yep, she hasn't been there. I mean, she hasn't been one since NXT. We got Chris S. who says I'm chilling. Hell yeah, that's the best. I love that. We got Rowdy the Cat here who says I want to see badass no friends EO on the main roster. We got Zachary Walton who says, what's good, Denise? I'm late to the party today. Hey, better late than never, man. Better late than never. Thank you, Zachary, for tuning in. Hope you're having a good day. Same to Andrea Price, a regular here on the show. Andrea, I hope you're having a pretty damn good day so far. We got Christy who says, acknowledge me. What's up, Chris? Hope you're having a good one today, too. I know everyone's getting their Monday, their week started. These weeks, man, they just fly by, man. They just fly by. We got Cutest662 who says, I feel unloved. Okay, we got to give some love over to Cutest. This is me giving you love, bro. Digital love, it's going your direction. Thank you so much for tuning in. Also, thank you to the infamous DJ1. We got code BRB4 who says Bianca's my daughter's first favorite wrestler. Oh, that's so cute. She definitely appeals to a lot of little girls. And even though I'm not a little girl anymore, I'm past that time of my life. Bianca Belair is my current favorite women's wrestler. So I get it. I get the Bianca Belair love.
The new day.
We also got Dan Leckby Jr., Tiger Claw Gaming. What's up, Gio? Stuart Bridgman says 113 Swifty confirmed. You know it. I was hoping someone would catch that. We got Andrew Rada. Thank you so much, Andrew.
That's what I'm talking about. We've been all over Europe all week having to deal with this. That's why we can't.
We're going to get the same New Day promo that we've been hearing for the last month, guys.
Because in America,
ain't nothing new going to happen.
I mean, look around. The women here are lazy.
What?
The men here are unintelligent.
What?
And the children are ugly.
Oh, he's talking about the fans. Oh, shit. For a second, I thought he was talking about the roster. I was like, what?
We're still benevolent, and we're going to do something special for you. We're going to give you a Netflix exclusive right here, right now.
What is it?
And it's that your boys, the
New Day sucks,
are going to walk out of WrestleMania, your new WWE World Tag Team Champion.
Dude, I thought that was going to happen months ago.
You should be happy for that. You should thank God that we are saving the tag team division yet again. all of you should be down on your knees with your hands held towards the sky, and next to your disgusting mongrel-looking children, you should scream, "Thank God for the new day."
David Primero says, "Hey, Denise, I work on a Monday staying awake because of your podcast." Oh, yeah, David. Thank you so much. I'm glad I'm helping you get through the workday. We got Taylor, another regular in the building. What's up, Taylor? We got Ivan K, JSMR Gaming says, "I'm home already. It's hot." Oh, yeah. Today is like a pretty hot day. I don't know where you live, but here right now it's 86 degrees. It's actually a hot day today. It's supposed to be hot today and tomorrow here in LA. So in some areas it's like 90 something. And so, and that was kind of out of nowhere because the last few days it's been really nice. It's been like, we've had several weeks of 60, 70 degree weather. It's been very, very nice. So I'm not really sure why all of a sudden we got to get some 90 degree weather. Anyways. But it's not too bad in my house though, because my house, I don't open the windows and I don't let, it's gonna sound really bad, I don't let any light in. So whenever I kind of keep like everything closed, and so it doesn't let any heat come in, which is nice. So my house is very, very cold. We got Dr. Ross in here. Who else haven't I said hello to? Bruce Phillips. Let me go through here and see who I haven't shouted out. We got Ryan Solorio, who says his favorite is Bailey, followed by Roxanne. Ooh, so you must love the Bailey Roxanne feud. Andrew Reynos says, "How's your Monday going?" Honestly, it's going pretty good. Woke up, got ready, ate some breakfast, did a couple of stuff online, and then now I'm here watching Raw. Yeah, so it's been going by really fast, Andrew. Thank you for asking. Andrew Penajotis is here, says Bailey is the GOAT. Amin Khan says, "Love from Pakistan." Amin, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're having a good Monday.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Thank you, Michael Spikes, who says, "Hey, Denise, I just followed you back on Instagram." Let's go. Thank you so much, Michael. Also, shout out to Al Morion for also hopping into the stream. We got Sin Stalker, who says, "I feel unloved like Cena. You can't see me." What's up, man? Good to see you.
Like they just work.
We got JB here who says, "Denise, there's nothing new about the New Day. Do you think they are figured in for Mania? Not looking good." I wasn't thinking they were until right now when they mentioned it. So now that they mentioned WrestleMania, I think they are. All right. Who haven't I said hello to yet? Oh, hey, Well-Rounded Leo's in the building. He says, "I'm sorry, Denise, what do you want the New Day to do? I think their promos have been entertaining." Honestly, I think they just go out there and say the same thing every week. It's not really worth really anything, to be honest. I think you should go out there and be nasty or be mean or come up with something. So yeah, I haven't been feeling that. I think it's been kind of boring. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got Laura says it's 87 degrees here, and are you in the IE? To me means Inland Empire. Laura, I'm not sure what the IE means for you. I'm just gonna take it you're the Inland Empire. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Let's see. We also got Armand in the building. Good to see you, Armand. All right. Also, shout out to Rare Gamer 99.
What's up with it?
All right, let's see this Jimmy
J.
For
the last couple of weeks, man,
situation.
I can see you've been all up in your head. I don't understand, bro. Last week, you been hitting that dial for 15 years, Uso. You became a damn joke. A meme, bro.
Wait.
What's with you? Tonight, the kill shot was right there. You out here slipping.
Oh, so it was done on purpose? Or are they like turning it around?
No.
They're making it seem like he's got the yips, right? The yips, that's what they call it?
Remind me every week.
I'm pretty sure it's the yips.
I'm 3-0 versus Gunther. You want to know the truth is, Uso? What?
No, that's specifically for baseball.
You can't.
Wait. No, I just think it happened for a lot of athletes in general. The yips.
You can't beat him. Not this Jey. No. The Jey I know, the right-hand man, that's the one I need. The one that became the main event Jey Uso, that's the Uso I need. The one that won the Royal Rumble, that's the Uso I need. Do you got me?
Thank you. Okay, everyone's. See, I wasn't wrong about that. The yips. He's got the yips. Oh no. I almost want to tweet that. Stewart, the yeets, not the yips. He went from the yeets to the yip.
You? Well, sure. As long as you don't trip and fall like your brother. Let's go.
Oh!
Ooh, what a biatch slap.
Man, I sure hope Jimmy knows what he is doing.
He's smiling.
Well, and Jey Uso, again, is Gunther's in his head. I mean, he's 0-3 against Gunther, not 3-0 like
Yeah,
Jey
that's how
said.
much he's in his head.
Well, you know, WrestleMania is presented by Snickers. Snickers satisfies him by WWE 2K25. Available now, bringing you the unique opportunity to rewrite Bloodline family history and 2K Showcase. The Bloodline.
We got a super chat here from Corey MacArthur. What's up, Corey? Good to see you, man. You got to send me your fit for the week, by the way. I'm looking forward to those. Oh, Corey, let me read your super chat immediately after Adam Pearce. I'll come back to you. Give me a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, in my hand, I hold the contract for the Women's World Championship match at WrestleMania between
Oh,
Bianca
are they going to
Belair
redo the contract?
and Io Sky.
Because Rhea's still not technically in that, but she wants in. So are they going to get her in?
Rhea Ripley came out here and she thought it was appropriate to start a fight, to pick a pen up off of the mat, and to scribble her signature on this contract as if it makes anything official. I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to make this perfectly crystal clear, Rhea Ripley is not in the match.
Boo. What do you have against her, Adam Pearce?
Who if you want? The match
Why are
is
you
Io
such a
Sky
hater?
defending against Bianca Belair. Furthermore,
Adam Pearce
the
is a
signature
hater.
that Rhea put on this contract, it means nothing. And it means nothing because Miss Ripley already knows that she has a rematch. A rematch, by the way, I've been trying to nail her down on for weeks. And in the meantime, Bianca Belair wins the Elimination Chamber and earned the right to call herself the #1 contender. So that's the issue. Bianca earned her opportunity, and Rhea is owed one, but she only wants it on her time. Well, I'm not doing it that way. Therefore,
But if she's still owed one, then why not put her in this
What was
one?
he
If
about to
anything,
say,
it's
Cole?
tougher for Rhea. If anything, it's
Well, this
tougher
is
for
the
Rhea to be in a
Women's
triple threat than a
World
one-on-one,
Champion,
because then you got to beat.
Io Sky.
You got two people in
You know,
there
Io's
instead
had
of
an issue
one.
with all this over the past few
Adam
weeks, man,
Pearce is
ever
just
since
being a
she
hater.
became the
Come on, Pierce. We all know
Women's
you're going to
World
make the
Champion.
match.
She feels like she's been playing, like the third wheel in this whole situation between Bianca and Rhea.
Yeah, feeling disrespected as our champion obviously can be a hell of a motivator.
You just said Rhea has her rematch, Arthur. So if she has her rematch, then why not just do the rematch in the triple
I don't
threat?
care about contracts. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. It doesn't matter who it is. I will take on both of them because I am the Women's World Champion!
Yeah, you telling me, yo.
appreciate that. I know you're a fighting champion. If you'll just hear me out for a second.
Nobody's going to hear you out, Pierce.
Man, they never let Io
Get
say
to
anything. We give her like 2 seconds every week. Then it's interruption, interruption, interruption.
Oh, girl. Hold up. No, Pierce, you were right. I earned that #1 contender spot. And I went through Elimination Chamber to get to WrestleMania. So I am not about to let Rhea headbutt her way into this match. If she did not earn it, then she does not deserve it.
Look, I understand that and I agree, but if you guys could all just give me
Told you, interruption, 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 interruption. Oh, Rhea's wearing red today. It's a very nice red top. Nice little lacing. Oh, it looks like a corset almost. It almost looks like a corset, but I don't think it is. I can't tell from here.
am about
Oh, it's like a bodysuit. It's really
WrestleMania.
nice.
And I don't care who I have to go through to get my title back.
Just don't tell me they're going to shove EO again for a third week in a row.
Oh, now you want your rematch. We've been talking about it for weeks.
Are you want a rematch?
This is so
Well,
silly.
Rhea, you already waited 3 weeks, so you can just wait 3 more, and then you can get your rematch after WrestleMania with me. Yeah, with me. I said what I said. Yeah, you can wait 3 more weeks. I said what I said. I said what I said.
Bianca's making good points. Up, third week in a row. I told you guys. Third week in a row of them doing that to EO. They don't not be learning their lesson. Pierce, move out the
Now,
way.
I'm glad you're on here because I was going to say I have a solution. If you give me a second. Next week, you get your rematch that you wanted. And then the winner of that rematch faces Bianca at WrestleMania. Ladies, thank you. Have a very nice Monday.
Yo, Adam Pierce's blood pressure just went up during that whole
Pierce
segment.
putting his foot down and Rhea and EO
If
next week for
Adam
the
Pierce
women's
had
world
hair,
title
he'd turn
at the
gray
O2 in
right then,
London.
right there.
I think that's a great move by
Wait a
Adam
second.
Pierce.
Okay, so EO versus Rhea next week then.
And Rhea, and look at Io Sky now. And down goes Rhea. Io sick and tired of being disrespected and all this, but Bianca Belair as well delivering a right hand, and I believe the champ.
So I guess, I don't know what's going to happen next
KOD, I
week,
thought,
but
Rhea now with a big boot. And Io Sky, the women's world champ. And Bianca now. Set flying, out goes Rhea. Big right. Io. And Bianca hung up on the second rope now. And Io Sky, the women's world champ, the genius of the sky, takes out Rhea Ripley. Our champion.
man, Io's been setting Rhea flying today.
Forgetting about me. And Io now. Bianca Belair.
KOD.
Bianca gonna send a message to the champ.
No.
Looking for a KOD. Under
Nope,
Rhea Ripley over the top rope, and Bianca standing
Kind of a
tall
KOD.
tonight.
Yeah, just a little different.
So who will Bianca face in WrestleMania? Will it be Rhea Ripley or Io Sky for the women's world title? Because those two meet next week on Monday Night Raw live at the O2 in London. Bianca Belair earned her title opportunity by winning Elimination Chamber.
Chris Robinson says my blood pressure with Bianca and Rhea's outfit. Oh man, y'all are too much. All right, there's Penta and Dom. Oh, that's right, because Dom wants him in Judgment Day.
Maybe things will go your way. You could be Intercontinental Champion tonight. Just think about it.
Oh, they're offering some help. Oh, Penta looks offended by that, which I don't blame him, to be honest.
He's trying to win his first championship here.
All right. Ooh, I'm so excited for this match.
Penta, the #1 contender.
I am so ready for it.
They meet in our main event for the Intercontinental
Oh,
title.
yeah, that's the main event.
In Glasgow.
Cool. I'm so glad it's the main event. That's the way it should be. All right, are we going to commercial break? What's happening? What's next? All right, we do got a commercial break. All right, cool. Unless they're going to do something like
Pat Gable showing up here tonight with a cold, I guess a cold, and so he will not compete against
allergies. Maybe the pollen over here is a little different.
Let's see what they have planned for this break.
Americano.
We might just be talking through it or just like promoting stuff.
Chad Gable's really put together quite the team with American Made. Of course,
Ryan here says, do you think this whole Judgment Day story ends with Dom as Intercontinental Champion? I don't want to say no, but I don't want to say yes. I don't want to outright say no, but I also don't. It's not a priority, I think, in my opinion. Or it could be maybe depending on who you ask. But to me, it just doesn't really seem like it. I still think that there's just still a lot going on with Braun and a lot of still potential opponents for him. So I'm going to say no, Ryan. but
I wasted
we've
enough
got
of
Kid
my
Cudi
career
here who
being
says
at the
he
bottom
does
of the
think
barrel
so.
with
He
these
does
losers.
think that it'll end up with Dominic
I
being
know that sounds
Intercontinental
harsh,
champ.
but if
So
I don't
there you
advocate for
go.
myself,
Little different for everybody.
will.
Rare Gamer
You're
99
not
says
going to
chances of
shame
Ray
me
Phoenix
for
showing
knowing
up.
my
I don't know
worth.
when he's showing up, but they've been mainly
goal is
playing all of his vignettes on
not
SmackDown,
TikTok
haven't they? Have they played any on Raw?
It's time to bring
Because I feel like that means he
back
might
to
be a SmackDown talent. I don't know. I'm not
This
really
is the
too
land
sure.
of
That's just my
opportunity.
assumption.
So everyone in that locker room
Chris E
now
says, is
has
everyone ready for El Grande
They'll get their teeth
Americano?
kicked.
For reals.
And if you don't understand that, maybe you should grow a spine and have some self-respect.
All right, here we go.
Dragon
It
Lee
is
about to set the record
time
straight
for the
tonight. as
Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano
takes
match.
on El Grande Americano in that.
All right, guys. Really quickly, I'm gonna run to the bathroom, so y'all can. I'll leave the audio for everybody on in the background, and I'll be right back.
Been around the world.
Do not go anywhere. If anyone comes in, let them know. I'll be right back.
From Jalisco, Mexico, weighing in at 165 pounds, representing the LWO, Dragon Lee.
Takes on the newcomer.
Girls, we going all in on the road to WrestleMania with WWE Raw in Las Vegas, Oos. Meet your favorite WWE superstars and legends. Visit the largest superstore in WrestleMania history. And so much more.
Everybody love me. I'm so fly. Every time I dunk, it look like I touch the sky.
Are you guys ready for WrestleMania?
Alrighty, thank you so much for your patience. I chugged a big giant glass of water right before I came on, so
Also,
was about that
Undertaker's
time
critically
of the
acclaimed
day.
One Dead Man show will take
Let's
place
see,
at
what
the
did I
state-of-the-art
miss? Did I
Blue
miss
Live Theater at
anything?
the
I
Valkyria
doubt it.
Hotel as part of
I
WrestleMania
doubt I
week.
missed anything.
On Saturday, April 19th,
Infamous
at
DJ
10
wants his
p.m.,
high chair.
it will feature
The
Fiend
chair finally
in
got
intimate
some
settings,
attention.
sharing
I'm always
never-before-heard stories
I'm always
from his Hall of
hogging
Fame
the
career
spotlight
and
from this
taking
chair.
questions from the WWE fans in
It's
attendance.
funny.
Tickets
Double
on
S
sale
says
now via
Denise just turned into John Cena.
Ticketmaster.com.
I can't wait for that show.
Hey, this is the
Funny.
Polo Hydro.
Cutest says right. Who's in charge until
Glasgow,
Denise is
Scotland.
back?
Hosting Monday Night Raw live on
I
Netflix.
don't know. That's a really
Glasgow,
great question.
hosting Monday Night Raw
Usually,
for the
I have an
second
ad
time,
to
but
play,
the
which I
first
still have an
television
ad to
broadcast.
play, but I'm gonna probably play it
First
till later on.
broadcast happened in the 60s.
And usually that's when I run to the bathroom, or if I have like a co-host on, then I
Wonderful
can
city.
during the watch-alongs. Then that's
Also,
great. But I didn't have either of those
Take a look
options
now at
today.
the tag team champions.
Plus, I'm like,
Warriors.
well, you guys can listen to the audio while I'm gone either way, so everything's all right. G Money says, just realized the Gable ring name is a Starbucks order. Yes, it is. Yeah. That's what I found most funny about it was that he's the Starbucks order. He's the Grande Americano. Yeah. Thank you, G Money. Let's see. We got Mictaro here who sends in a super chat. Thank you so much, Mictaro. He says, hey, Denise, hope you're having a wonderful day. And I just finally got home from work and it's been crazy today. I hope nothing too crazy going on. Honestly, you really haven't missed much right now from Raw. I think the New Day is probably going to get their WrestleMania match or start making their WrestleMania match here. There it is.
We are demanding one. Demanding one? Have you watched the show tonight? No, because if you had, you wouldn't be coming in here asking for championship matches at WrestleMania. You come in here and say, we're the New Day, the greatest tag team of all time, and we want to prove it. We want a match next week to show the world that you didn't do that. When you're ready to do that, please come back. But until then, don't let my door hit you where the good Lord splits you.
Oh, where the good Lord splits you.
I will bring the glass of
Don't let my door hit you with the good Lord splits you.
There is way too much going on in the audience stuff. I just want to know who am I facing at WrestleMania?
Oh, you're gonna find out. Because next week is Rhea and Ian, right? You're gonna have a front row seat like you did last time. No, picture this, you're gonna be in the middle of it, right in the ring. You're gonna call it right down the middle, fair and square. Because Bianca, my dear, you are the special guest referee.
What?
Seems to me you got a week to figure it out.
Why?
Have a wonderful Monday. Travel safe.
What are they doing? What?
Here's getting
Oh my god, this story's a mess, guys. This story's all over the damn place. That is so silly. Okay, whatever. Victaru, you haven't missed too much from Raw, other than just that right now. Is
That's a
Bianca's
Sunday
going to be the
match
special guest
happening on
referee in the
Monday.
match between
Maybe
Rhea,
Pierce
the
is something
rematch
they gave
between
that.
Rhea and Io on Raw
Tell you what,
next
a lot of
week.
interesting options
And then the winner of that is going to go on to
Dragon
face
Lee,
Bianca
a
at
true
WrestleMania.
luchador.
It's a lot. It's really a lot.
Taking on
And then also,
Whatever this is.
this is El Grande.
El Grande Americano is about to wrestle Dragon Lee.
I prefer
So, and
venting
then
myself,
you
but
pretty much, you should probably catch
saw
up
the
on the
package
John
earlier.
Cena Cody Rhodes
Very
stuff if you're
accomplished.
interested. But pretty much it was a repeat of what we've already heard. Thank you so much, Victario, for asking and for the generous super chat. Thank you so much.
Of America, weighing in at 202
I like the song.
El Grande Americano.
there's also a fish from Body of Water, I believe is being referenced to.
I don't even know what to say.
Dan
You know,
Lackby,
tried to do
yeah,
a
I
lot of
agree with you.
research
Says
on
they're
this
trying to make it into a triple
We saw
threat
that
match,
little
but in a
piece
weird
about
way. I
earlier on, right
know.
before
They're like,
this legendary luchador.
we're taking so many directions, different. We're going in so many different directions just to
The thing
get to
about
a
it
certain
is, it certainly
path. Like, they're
could
trying to
be
find a way to
mistaken
get
for
there,
Chad
and you
Gable.
can
Dude,
tell that
Google
they've
has
been like
everything, and
pivoting.
they've never even heard of this guy.
I don't even know what to say.
It's because he's so
I have no
underground,
comment.
so committed.
So it's Dragon Lee against El
What's
Grande.
up, CJ? This is not
Remember
Denise
Chad
dancing
Gable had
to
a
the
doctor's
music.
note earlier saying
I
he
like
was
that
sick. Would a
song.
sick man be able to do that to Dragon Lee?
All right,
That
let's
is
see what we
very
get out of
advanced
this. This should be a
technical
fun match.
wrestling style. Of course,
Let's
Chad
see
Gable
what we
was a
get.
member of the US Olympic team back in
Ryan
2012.
says, Denise, you're fandangoing.
2
Yeah.
weeks ago, somebody was getting escorted out of here.
Chad Gable mysteriously showed up with some sort of a illness tonight, had a doctor's note, so he was replaced in this match by
Cutest says,
El
still
Grande
gutted Chad
Americano.
couldn't wrestle
He says
tonight.
Dragon Lee
Hey, he's
out
got
to
his
the
note. You
apron,
know
and then
he's
a big
out.
clothesline sends Dragon Lee to the floor.
You gotta say, El Grande Americano looks very comfortable.
So doesn't Chad Gable say, thank you, right?
Yeah, maybe there's some inspiration of Chad Gable from El Grande Americano.
And this guy says, gracias.
Yeah, it's, a lot of rhythms have been stolen over the years.
And Dragon Lee now going to fly, and
Oh,
down
nice.
goes El Grande Americano up the tope suicida from Mr. Dragon Lee.
Gracias.
Grande Americano has been wrestling underground. Has to be.
Chrissy
That's why we
says,
can't learn anything
Bafos
about it.
Grande
Never seen him
Americano.
before.
Well,
Hey,
it's
what's up,
amazing that Chad
Hassan?
Gable went on
Aaron
this
Sullivan,
sabbatical
thank
to
you
learn
so
how
much
to be-
for hopping
learn
in.
how to combat
What is up?
luchadors. And it all happened when he lost to Dragon Lee a couple of months ago. You find that just that can't be coincidence.
Gracias.
Oh, yeah, obviously, it's professional wrestling. There's no coincidences in anything.
Great. I'm going to be doing
Everything
that all the
plays out
time now.
fair and square in the ring. And El Grande
Oh!
Americano.
Yeah, decent Hurricane Rana.
What about a headbutt? El Grande Americano.
Cover now, looking to win his WWE debut.
This is Dragon Lee. He's in there wrestling.
The man that Rey Mysterio called the future of Lucha Libre. Now, this guy's got me all messed up.
Easy for you to say.
El Grande Americano sent to a knees on the
Hey, what's up to the Polished Jen? Thank you so much for tuning in.
And
You also got Raquel
what a
Smith. Ooh,
suplex by
ouch.
Gable.
Ooh, ouch. That was...
I mean, Americano.
Wait.
It's El Grande Americano. He just honked
That was
Dragon
cool.
Lee.
That was cool.
To me.
Oh, landed right on his butt, too, Dragon Lee. Like, you just know that hurt. Look at
Grande
him.
Americano,
Oh, that was
So how would you
brutal.
describe the style? Sort of a mix of traditional catch-as-can with some lucha influence, maybe?
I think he's not going to be scared to get on
Taylor
the mat
Bridges
and
is, yeah,
grapple a
cool,
little
just
bit as
messed
well.
up.
I think
Kinda
he
made
takes
for good
inspiration
comedy,
from a lot
though.
of things. That's why
I feel like it
why he's
works
drawn-
in this storyline.
Maybe his dad was like Mil Mascaris, or and his mom was like, I don't know, Fabulous Moolah or something. And,
What?
That's why he knows both styles.
And obviously, identity is a big deal. That's why
I
I've
don't know
never
what
heard
is
of him.
happening
Oh,
on
look at
this show
Now,
anymore, guys.
he cannot be a luchador because he does not understand the respect. You don't take a mask off a luchador.
We're all learning about El Grande Americano in real time here. Yeah, obviously, he's a little bit of a dirtbag, it appears. Which I couldn't have guessed.
I do believe, though, he is the first ever wrestler from the Gulf of America.
Oh,
Very
God.
new name.
Oh, God.
Just popping up out of that thing and saying, "This is where I'm from."
That's a little
now."
awkward.
He's that's an element.
Like, I get why they're doing it, but it's a little awkward.
He doesn't look that old yet. they showed black and white pictures of him when he was a child.
I think there was some Ken Burns effect on that as well. Let's add a little lore to the folk lore. I mean, you gotta admit it. El Grande Americano.
What's up? Oh yay! Code 3RB4B4 just became a brand new DWO member. Hell yeah, man! Thank you so much for joining. I know you've been tuning into the streams now for several weeks, so thank you so much for becoming a DWO member. That's really cool of you. Thank you so much.
Kick at it too by Dragon Lee, who I believe has been taken by surprise at the skills of El Grande Americano.
No way Dragon Lee was able to watch any film. It's hard for us to find.
We got Chris Robinson who says, I wouldn't mind referee Rhea versus Io. Oh, I just read your post. I read your post the wrong way the first time. What is wrong with you, Chris? Although I'm pretty sure everybody here would probably sign up to referee that match. Hey, what's up, Torstein S? It says, how are you today, Denise? I'm doing good, man. Early Raws, I don't hate them. I actually kind of prefer Raws to start at 12, though. I do prefer for it to start at 12 than 1 o'clock. Because I'm like, at this point, if we're starting early, you might as well start early.
Much more comfortable than
finish the day faster, obviously. But now, man, I'm doing good. This is going to be a very busy week for me, so I'm feeling good about it.
Good to see an underground legend.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it. So, you know.
So where's
overall, a fine day. Fine day.
You know, service or social or any collection.
Greg Gamer says Floor El Grande Americano is the son of Max Hulk Hogan, aka Mr. America. I remember those times. Hey, what's up, Karen? Stop work, not to enjoy this Salcedo DWO Raw watch along. And about to devour Santia's next rice black next restaurant here in Montgomery, Alabama. Oh my God! I'm very curious to see what the Mexican food in Montgomery, Alabama tastes like. But it's so wild. Like you can really just find those Mexicans everywhere, owning restaurants and whatnot, like all over. That's one of the things that I've learned is that you can find them. You can find us everywhere.
Dragon Lee now.
So yeah, man, enjoy your food. Sounds delicious, Terrence.
El Grande Americano fighting back.
Oh shit! By the way, we have a couple of super chats to catch up on. I'm so okay. Corey MacArthur, I was supposed to get back to you like 20 minutes ago. He says, hello, Denise. Multitasking between work, Raw, and watch along. Glad to see you on yesterday's video. Are you enjoying the free Monday and Friday evenings Raw SmackDown European tour? First of all, Corey, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so sorry. I was supposed to respond to this 20 minutes ago. So first of all, thank you for having me while you're multitasking with work. I know a couple of you guys are, and that's very, very nice of you guys to still support the channel, even though you got real world responsibilities. And yeah, Lisa made her debut yesterday over on yesterday's video is actually doing really, really well. I've been uploading daily videos, and it's interesting, and maybe some of you guys can help me out with this. I've been noticing that when I post videos early in the daytime, the views aren't as good as when I post them afternoon, which is interesting because my analytics say otherwise. Like my analytics on YouTube recommends that I post my videos early, but I've noticed that I found more success when I post my videos later on in the day. So I'm not really too sure what the hell is going on. But anyway, that video that you're talking about, the collectibles video that I did, doing very, very well. And like I said, I've been posting daily videos on the channel, constantly thinking of some ideas. Good strikes in this match so far. Constantly thinking of ideas, and so I've been just very thankful that people check that video out. And then technically Mondays and Fridays I have been still working. So what I found is that instead of my days actually ending early, what I do is right after the shows is everything that I would have done normally throughout my day. So my day is just pretty much swapped. I thought I was going to have free afternoons, but I just don't. I thought I would, but it's not happening. There's still so much shit to be done. I'm more behind than ever. So especially now that I'm doing daily videos, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. So I wish I had those days off, but it ain't happening. Those
Dragon Lee
evenings
says
off,
it's
but it
over.
ain't happening right now.
As he should. I don't
But
know
thank you
how
so much, Corey MacArthur, for the love and for the
that.
support.
Blow right to the spine.
Also, thank you to everybody who's saying they've been enjoying the those videos, by the way. Thank you.
On his debut, not bad to get this is awesome chance.
Also, Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat. That was very nice of you. Hope you're having a nice Monday. Hope you have a good start to your week. I did read McTaro's, I did read Code, and then we got Kenty here who says, hey, Denise, barely just woke up to join your stream. Kenty, hope you have a good start to your day. Welcome to the Raw Watch Along. You haven't missed too much. I think for the most part, you can catch up on anything. And this match actually just ended because he took off his mask and got him in an ankle lock, and so he tapped Dragon Lee. So El Grande Americano gets the win here. But Kenty, thank you so much for joining, and glad that
you never know.
my face is the first thing you saw this morning.
We don't know much about this Grande
Kenty, thank you so
Americano,
much,
but we do
man.
know tonight was venti for him. Debut win against Dragon Lee.
Well, what a debut by
There you go.
I'll tell you what, he keeps
El
going like
Grande
this. He's on
Americano's
that fast track to the
debut.
Hall of Fame. Underground God now. Get a chance to do it in front of 10,900.
Super Bro says El Grande Americano. I knew he could do it.
That was a Chad Gable moonsault and a Chad Gable ankle.
Let's see. We got Aaron Kane here who says we need a match between El Grande Americano and El Generico.
WWE starts Sunday on
That's
A&E.
so funny.
Each Sunday at 8 o'clock.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
Legends and future greats. They get a visit this coming week from the world champ.
We got Chrissy who says, eres mi campeón El Grande Americano, un orgullo del Golfo de America.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for the kind
Maybe
comment,
you start
Daniel
to find some
Robledo.
grit in yourself, because nobody cares if you want to try to be the best here.
Oh, they got
Give it my
Gunther on LFG next.
Nobody cares. Nobody wants to see Barbie. Nobody's interested.
Oh, yeah, I saw this clip last time, actually.
Again, it is all part of WWE.
Dude, I'm behind on this, too. There's a lot of shows right now. So, LFG still need to catch up. I only watched one episode. Stephanie's Places starts tomorrow, March 26th. And then Dark Side of the Ring starts tomorrow, too. I'm sorry, Stephanie's Places is March 26th. Dark Side of the Ring is March 25th. And I forget the order of the episodes, but usually Dark Side of the Ring is really good. Even if you're not familiar with the topic, you'll get informed of the topic. That's definitely something I always make sure to watch, is Dark Side of the Ring.
Acknowledge your tribal chief. Last month at the Rumble, CM Punk screwed me. So last week at the
We got Joseph Boses says, I forgot CM Punk is visiting. Yeah, seriously.
But that's not it, because last month at the Rumble, Seth Rollins.
The part I'm looking forward to the show. I always look forward to Punk's promos.
It's okay.
Chrissy says, do you know what would be on Dark Side of the Ring? Let me pull up the list. Hold on 1 second.
I'm going to end it all for you now. So if anybody wants to come out here and confront their tribal chief, please let me know. Roman Reigns! You messed up. You should have let me.
All right, so we got quite a few. Mick Foley, Hell in a Cell, Bloodfire and the Original Sheik, Tony Atlas, Too Much Too Soon, Becoming Muhammad Hassan, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Big Van Vader, the Scream Queen Daphne, the Original Superstar Billy Graham, Ludwig Borga, Hellraiser from Helsinki, Who Flies, and Billy Jack Kings. Those are the topics of which they will be covering on Dark Side of the Ring Season 6.
And Roman, you wouldn't even have made it to the Royal Rumble if I didn't save
for asking,
your
Chris.
family's ass at War Games. Of which, by the way, I am owed a favor, Paul. Before we get to the favor, I just want to say thank you for delivering your tribal chief on a silver platter for me here tonight. I appreciate it.
Right to it! Only a matter of time before these combustible elements started going down. Every which way you look, they are crawling.
We got Infamous DJ1 who says Vader will be awesome. I'm gonna probably watch all of them, guys. I'm probably gonna watch all of them. I usually do, to be honest. You guys know me. I love documentaries. Like love documentaries. It's like my thing. So now when it's wrestling and documentaries, are you kidding me? I'm all over that. Hey, Kid Cudi, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, I think my last super chat got missed. Kid Cudi, I don't see. Oh, shit. Yes, you were. No. Yes, I'm so sorry, Kid Cudi. My apologies. You're streaming after D. Martin said. Can we go back and read that one? Kid Cudi says, I like the New Day. Everyone wants them to have nuclear heat. They have to, but people don't give them a chance because it's not hotter. Also, heat. You know, you're the second person today that defended the New Day stuff, so maybe you guys are onto something. And Kid Cudi also said, anyways, gotta step out now, so enjoy the rest of the show, and I'll catch you next stream, and shout out to the chat. Kid Cudi, thank you so much for the support. That was very kind of you. Thank you very much. And I'm so sorry I didn't get to that sooner. Next time, put it in the chat like a few times, and I will eventually see it. Thank you, Kid Cudi. All right, here we go. CM Punk promo time. Oh, I'm not gonna sing. I don't want to ruin the viewer experience. I started to sing and then I was like, wait, no, you're a terrible singer. Do not sing on your stream. If I wasn't streaming, I'd be singing right now, but I ain't gonna do that to everybody. It's only Monday now. I want to ruin everyone's week.
Can't wait to hear what Punk has to say.
So funny.
CM Punk gonna address the triple threat
Chris
match
E says the cult of meat with extra cheese. Hey, I kind of like that. The cult of meat.
Punk is live.
Kind of cool.
On Netflix in Glasgow.
Code says I'm singing. You can sing too. Yeah, except when you're singing, no one's hearing you though. I don't want everyone to hear me sing. Terrible. Lewis says it's your stream. How about it? Yeah, that's you're gonna regret that comment, Luis. If I start doing that, you will regret it.
Second City.
Yep, Colton Dominguez points out a good comment here, saying Drew is gonna like this. The man who screwed him getting cheered by his people. For reals, right? Well, wasn't it Glasgow when Punk came and attacked Drew McIntyre, right? That was a show where he did that. So CM Punk used to stealing the spotlight there from Drew McIntyre. Thank you, Colton Dominguez, for tuning in. Hey, what's up, Dill the Pickle? Good to see you.
Fun on the European tour.
Oh. Okay, I'm not gonna sing. Damn it, I keep forgetting. Kodos says he's doing the guitar solo as well.
On the road to WrestleMania.
Like Blue says he liked Coates' personality before it was Punk's theme. He always has really great theme songs. Like I've loved all of Punk's theme songs throughout his career. Hey, Victaru, he says, listen, Denise, you have beautiful voice. Who cares what other people think? This is your stream. Everyone chants DWO. Victaru, that's very nice of you. Thank you so much for the encouragement. Next time when I have a little bit more courage, I definitely will. Thank you, Victaru.
Must watch.
That was very nice of you.
Every night on this road to WrestleMania.
We got Adam Reidner who says the Cult of Meat, good name for a rock band. Who's your favorite band? The Cult of Meat. Big G says he loves this fire burn. Good one too. It's a good one.
Listen to this place.
Oh, someone has the flag. The flag with CM Punk's little fist logo. Drew McIntyre would probably set that on fire if he saw it. He would definitely set. Look at that. He would be so pissed. But also, that's really cool, by the way. I feel like they should make T-shirts for people in Scotland with that exact thing, you know?
Imagine being the best.
Oh, look at the little kid freaking out.
That's
great.
About 20.
Good job, Pat.
Rare Gamer says, what is your drink of courage? I don't drink, actually, so I technically don't have a drink of courage to go to. Christy says the Chicago flag with the Punk fist. Haven't they done that already? I feel like I've seen that. Have I seen that? I did go there. Hey guys, oh look, I was standing right there when I was waiting for my Uber. Oh, I want to see
Probably
this.
having a conversation that we should have had 10 years ago. And I'm telling him like, hey, Dad, don't worry about it. Like, go cut the turkey, go spend time with your family. And he's like, no, we got to do this. And
so it's your fault.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I ruined turkey day. You know, I think everything came together so fast. I was still unsure of a lot of stuff. And there definitely is that part of a performer's brain. Yeah, there was that, oh, they're going to remember me? Are they going to care? I think me and your husband are way more similar than maybe even today we want to admit.
And Stephanie's places, of course.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. That's the first episode is with CM Punk.
It's
supposed to be following his debut back, his debut, excuse me, his return back into WWE. So I'm hoping we see and hear some stuff that we didn't know of before.
CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins, and our tribal chief, the only tribal
chief. Thank you, Kenzie, for the super chat. Says Cena sprays the neck to the real title like CM Punk. Thank you, Kenzie. Thank you. Megan Claus says, was just Stephanie's podcast debut on? I'm not sure, because that's different from the show. The podcast, I don't think there's that much information out yet. Is there on the podcast? All right, let's see what Punk says.
Glasgow or what? Unfortunately, while I am very happy to be here, it's always awesome to spend quality time with my friends in Glasgow. I am not in a good mood. I'm a little pissed off. Hard to be mad when you come out here to an ovation like that. I'm a little tired. I am a lot jet lagged. I haven't slept well in the past few days, mostly because of the uncertainty surrounding myself and my road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, he's got two opponents.
Which, by the way,
a lot of drama.
I have a match. Did you guys see that nice graphic? Beautiful. But what I want, I'm not getting.
Which is?
Or am I?
The main event. Yeah, I mean, it's gotta be. That match is not main event quality.
And I didn't. Then it became what I needed to do was win the Elimination Chamber. But because the more things change, the more things stay the same, I work with children.
Wait.
And the black belt, undisputed heavyweight champion of being a little diaper piss baby is Seth Rollins, and he screwed me at Elimination Chamber, which doesn't get me to what I want. And for two people, it's clearly personal, and for me, well, baby, it's just business. And it's become simple math. The two men who want to stand in my way and stop me from getting what I want gotta go. Seth Rollins takes it personal because he's been crying ever since I came back here because the magnitude of me and the shadow I cast over him belittles everything he's about in his entire career. Roman Reigns.
Now look at Punk throwing up the one.
I acknowledge the fact that he's taking this a little bit personal because he sees in real time, like all of you, that his wise man isn't just his wise man. So while it's personal for them, it's business for me, and it's going to be business for me this Friday in London at SmackDown, because apparently we're going to have ourselves an old-fashioned contract signing.
All right. Okay. Contract signing. Cool.
Why are you booing?
Because we've seen a million
You're doing it
contract
'cause you wanted
signings.
it here, right? Yeah. So did I, and that's why I'm here. I can't wait to get my hands on this contract. I want to read the fine print, and I want to see if this contract, if this match gets me any closer to what I want, or if it's just going to be another rug pull from the powers that be. So Seth, Roman, fuel up the jet, since you couldn't grace us here with your presence in front of all my friends here in Glasgow. I'll see you at the contract signing in London, but before you put pen to paper, I want you to listen to two things and understand them very well. Number one, neither of you have ever defeated me without the other one's help.
Okay, that's a good point to make.
Because you can't. And the last thing, I brought you into this business. I cannot wait to be the man that takes you both out of it. Best in the world.
All right, pretty simple, straightforward. All right, nice little appearance there. A hint of this being a WrestleMania match, which we pretty much already knew. And basically promoting SmackDown contract signing for this Friday. We got a super chat here from Sean here, DWO member from the DWO for 11 months. Says, did you ever see CM Punk? And yes, how many times? I've never seen CM Punk one-on-one one time. If you go to the homepage of the YouTube channel, it's actually the first video you see. That's the first video that plays when you go onto the main page of my YouTube channel. So in case you want to watch it, it's right smack there. If not, just type in Denise Salcedo CM Punk, and you will find it. So yeah, it's been the one time with Punk. Thank you, Sean. It was at Comic-Con this couple months ago.
A very special guest will be joining us live from London.
Wait, what? A special guest? Ooh.
AJ Styles.
Oh, Logan Paul.
Added to the list of people who
I was excited. I was like, who was the special
guest? Madison
guest?
Square Garden is unforgivable. I'm in London on March 31st, Monday Night Raw. I want to see you face to face. Bring your A game. Bring your soccer mom haircut. I'll see your bitch ass there.
So Pat, next week on
All right,
Raw,
that part was
Logan
funny.
Paul
Soccer
calls
mom
that AJ
haircut.
Styles.
I LOL.
Obviously, back at Madison Square Garden, Logan Paul was trying to have a moment, and AJ Styles came in and defended Schultz. Logan Paul calling out AJ Styles for London.
Also next week, you
Okay,
saw what
Logan
happened
Paul,
earlier
just
tonight.
out
Jimmy
segment
Uso
next
standing up
week.
for his brother Jay, slapped the world champ Gunther.
Jimmy Uso versus
Jimmy looks to
Gunther
put
next
Gunther in
week
his place
on Raw.
live next week on Monday Night Raw.
Also do some damage to Gunther on this road to WrestleMania.
John Cena and Cody Rhodes face to face next week.
Face in London as the clock ticks away.
I'm dying. This is kind of hilarious. They're just running back the stage.
And who's going to be the world champion? And who will defend against Bianca Belair at WrestleMania? Rhea Ripley gets a rematch. It's Rhea versus Io Sky. The special guest referee, Pat, Bianca Belair.
Adam Pearce had to make a decision. We get a championship
And then
match
the Rhea Io match with Bianca as the referee.
There, we head tomorrow night to NXT, the CW in the States, Netflix worldwide. It's history for the first time.
All right, we got Sheldon
Stephanie
Jackson here. Says,
Van
my only problem with CM Punk saying Seth couldn't show up because Seth is doing Good Morning Football until Wednesday, so of course James ain't there tonight. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, obviously he's not gonna put over Seth Rollins for doing something cool. I highly doubt CM Punk would be doing that. Thank you, Sheldon. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, let's see what Braun has. I'm so excited for this main event.
Of course, earlier tonight,
So excited.
they approached him to join their group. So are you concerned at all that he could be out there with an onslaught of new friends?
Listen, Kathy, that's Penta's business, all right? It doesn't concern me. As far as tonight, I'm going to beat Penta in the center of that ring and retain my Intercontinental Championship for one reason. It's because the dogs are barking in Glasgow. Woo! Woo!
Yes, they are.
And we got like what, 30 minutes?
Penta
What
for
time
the
did Raw
title
start? 1 o'clock? Oh, we got about 30 minutes left then on the show. I always have to do like mental gymnastics really quickly whenever we have like the new time zones. I'm like, wait a minute. What time is this ending again? Oh, we're promoting the year legacy title belts again.
13 major European football clubs are here, including Celtic FC.
Arthur says ain't nothing but the dogs in me.
The European football WWE
That's so funny.
are available to pre-order now
Oh, man.
from Euroshop, WWE Shop, and Fanatics, and will be available to purchase through select club shops.
Chrissy says, was there any perros in Glasgow? Did I see any? I don't know if I noticed them or not, to be honest. I probably just didn't notice. I'm pretty sure there is. Oh, okay. We're still getting an American Made segment.
Chad Gable's here.
Let's see what Chad Gable has to say.
Excuse me.
He has a cold.
Guys,
Look at him. He still went after with his
I
cold.
had to
How
take
brave
a
of
moment
him.
to come out here and personally apologize for getting sick. I was really looking to coming over here and performing right in front of you tonight in Glasgow.
Oh, they're booing him because he pronounced it wrong.
Boo! You boo a sick man! I'm under the weather. I'm under recovered. I'm undernourished, and you boo me?
Boo you! Ugh. Hope they changed the
Fortunately,
mic
tonight
cover
you got
on
a
that.
beacon of light. A new luchador to lead this company's luchadors into a bright future. Let's hear it for El Grande Americano. How about that guy? Big win earlier. So now that I know the future is in good hands, it's time for me to go home to the USA. Thank you!
Why didn't he just say, gracias?
All right, well, there you go. We got that.
He's speaking
Basil Deuce says Shorty Grande. Isn't it funny that he's had a name with both Shorty and Grande in it? That's kind of funny.
He was wearing a lucha mask earlier. He should be wearing a surgical mask to get us all sick.
I mean, science, yeah, there's a lot to that. I don't like that he's so sick, and obviously he called the place Glasgow. It's Glasgow.
It is.
It's disrespectful. Grande Americano, we don't know who that is.
Which is funny because, like, when we, like,
on the planet in action.
it took me a second to get used to saying Glasgow instead of Glasgow. Because I used to say Glasgow too, not realizing it was Glasgow. And it took me a second to, like, really get used to saying it like that. And I think Edinburgh, it's Edinburgh or something like that. Now, I don't know if it's too pronounced like the bruh part, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. But it's not Edinburgh, it's like Edinburgh or Edinburgh. I can't say it the way they say it. They say it so nice. But y'all get me. So like I think we're just so used to like pronouncing things like the way that they're spelled versus the ways that they would sound. Yeah, it's like Edinburgh. There you go. Edinburgh. Edinburgh. And I remember the first time I was like Edinburgh. And then I learned it was Edinburgh. So yeah, it's kind of fun to learn things like that, in my opinion. But sometimes you just think you got it all in there, and then you realize you're kind of wrong. So, you know. Ender Buckley says Edinburgh, my favorite tag team. Remember Ed, and Eddie? That cartoon on the Cartoon Network, Ed, and Eddie? Then we got Edinburgh. Okay, here we go. Penta's coming out here. By the way, speaking of Edinburgh, I loved it there. I loved it way more than Glasgow. I thought that Edinburgh was just, oh my God, it was amazing. I took like a 1-hour bus ride from Glasgow to Edinburgh. And when I got there, the first thing that I see, right, I like get off this bus and I turn
They're
around,
gonna win his first
and there's this
championship
giant
in
castle on this
WWE.
big
You know,
giant
tomorrow
hill,
morning,
just
Sam
right
Roberts,
smack
Megan
in the
Durant,
center of the
gonna be
city,
talking
and I
all
was
about
like,
our main event
oh
tonight.
my
Raw
God.
recap
Oh,
brought
it
to you
felt like
by
I was stepping
Fanatics,
into like
available
a
every
fairy
Tuesday on
tale
WWE
land. You
YouTube,
like, we don't
audio
see that
platform,
here.
wherever
There
you
ain't
get
no
your
castles
podcast. Also
here in
gonna be an
LA,
interesting
you know, like,
conversation with Jey
I mean,
Uso.
there's
I
big
hope they ask
mansions, but
Jey
they ain't mine,
about
and
what
they
Jey
ain't
said
right there
earlier.
dead
He
in the
seems to be
center
off
of the
his game
city.
when it comes to numbers.
So
They
it was
certainly
just so
will ask
cool
about
to
that. That
see
podcast
that.
has
Very,
been
very cool to see
spectacular
that. I took like
the last
100
few
pictures
weeks
of
since
that
it's
castle.
begun. And speaking of that,
Like
what an
100 pictures of
experience
that.
it is with Penta in every arena
So
around
nice.
the globe.
That's definitely someplace that I would go back for sure. And I didn't even get a chance to go into the castle. They sold out. The tickets sold out, and I didn't realize that they would, but they did. Adam Reiner says, did you go to a club? No, I don't like clubs. I am not a party person at all. I hate parties. Well, like those kinds of parties. I like dinner parties. I don't like parties. Dawn, aka Smiley Girl, thank you so much, Dawn, for the super chat. Says, hey Denise, just saying a quick hello. Loving that I can watch Raw at a decent time. The VPN is a game changer. Yes, Dawn, I'm so glad that you got that all settled for yourself, and it is a game changer. It's just a much more pleasant experience to watch. And thank you so much, Dawn, for the love. Seriously, hope you're having a nice start to your week, a good Monday, set the mood for the week. So I hope all of that is good. Thank you, Dawn. I'm so ready for this match. Christy says, you have the LA Chicano Los Angeles accent. It sounds like you say LA. Well, I am Mexican, and I grew up in a predominantly Hispanic area. I'm talking, so I grew up in the city of Bell Gardens, which is, I'm going to say, probably 99.99999% Mexican. So for like so many years of my life, I only engaged with Mexicans. Like I didn't know like anybody else. Like legit. When you grew up like in a community like that where it's just one predominant race, it's pretty interesting. That's like all you know. And then it wasn't until I got to college and I went to Cal State Fullerton, and all of a sudden, I mean, obviously in college it's totally different. You get a mix of everyone, and there were, you know, a pool of people. And as I started working and meeting more people, I just got to meet more. You know, I got to see more of what makes up this melting pot here of California. So yeah, man. Yeah.
Earlier on, Pat, for Penta to join the Judgment Day, and today, think about it.
Jay Hunt says, "Who are you rooting for, Denise?" I'm ready for Braun to drop his title, so I'm still gonna say Braun Breaker. I'm not ready for the title change yet.
So we're now underway. Intercontinental Championship match. Breaker, Penta. And talk about
also, Chris East says he's a CSUF alum. Go Titans! I'm also a CSUF alum. There's quite a few people that I've met, like in the business or just like in general when I'm working places. And they're also Cal State Fullerton students.
Royal Rumble match lasted over 42 minutes.
Bill Ritchie says, so how long before Ludwig Kaiser interferes? Probably. College Jen says, shout out to los Dodgers. Yeah, there's like a bunch of memes and stuff of the way that we pronounce things versus like how they're actually supposed to be.
AAA Latin American champ, world tag champ there, two-time Luchador Underground champ. Going to win his first title here, and here comes a breaker. Breaknecks.
The way he does it though, that speed is just insane, man. It's just insane.
Never gone face-to-face with a man quite like Breaker before.
I don't know if there's ever been a man quite like Breaker.
This is baseball. You say Breaker is a 5-tool player. Does it all.
Absolutely. Including the lineage, which we all understand. Born and raised. Has all the skills. That's why he's our Intercontinental champ.
And Penta, though, sends Breaker into the ropes off that Hurricane Rana.
Tingled there for a bit.
Penta's got to try to keep Breaker off balance, create distance, stay away from Breaker's power. Breaker now off to the apron. And
stumble a little bit.
Penta now. Up the second rope and runs right into a knee by Braun Breaker. And Braun Breaker now driving Penta to the floor. Penta trying to drag himself up here.
The hell is Braun
Clothesline
Breaker thinking?
spot.
Anything he wants. We've seen this
I like how
before.
Pat
Look
McAfee's
out.
like, what is
Penta
Braun
driven
Breaker
on the
thinking?
announce table.
Only the move that he does every single
Penta
match
out.
ever,
Like a jungle cat
which is
from
that
the ring to
giant
the
clothesline
Clothesline and Penta maybe injuring himself.
from the ring
Holding
apron
onto
to
his
the
hip here.
commentary
Yeah,
table.
both men are down. And
Oh,
referee
hey,
Chad Pat's gonna
Judgment
check
Day's out
Remember,
here.
Breaker's got to be pinned or submitted for Penta to win the title.
Remember, they're trying to recruit
Dogs are
Penta,
barking. The boys
except
are down.
that Finn does not necessarily want that. All right, we're on a commercial break, but we'll still be able to play the match here.
And our senior official Chad Patton out here checking on both of these men. And look who showed up. Well, remember Dominic Mysterio.
Keisha Hicks says we haven't seen Finn all night. No, he hasn't been on today.
Earlier
We have
tonight,
not
the
seen
Penta,
Finn
come
today.
join us. You'll have some backup, maybe win your first title. Breaker, of course, who was hoping to get a break, excuse the pun, from Judgment Day here in this match tonight. No such luck as Penta's driven off the announce table face first.
Beat their ass too, Braun Breaker.
Now, if you're Penta, Pat, what do you do about the decision? Do you join these guys? Do you join up with the crew, get some backup?
I would never join a crew that Dominic Mysterio is a part
Yeah.
of. So obviously, I would not do
But there's
that. if I
chicken
was
nuggets
Penta.
involved,
Penta has been able
Pat.
to accomplish a lot here
He
already.
joins
thus
the
far.
Judgment Day. He
Might
might
be
get some
Intercontinental
free chicken
champion by the end
nuggets.
of the evening.
Yeah, but look at this. Braun Breaker said, now he's doing push-ups. Yeah, I understand your point, Pat, but listen, the Intercontinental Championship is so prestigious. Dozens of Hall of Famers have held it over the years. Pat Patterson, of course, the late, great Pat Patterson, the first ever Intercontinental Champion.
It's a beloved title.
Saw The Rock and Triple H talking about the importance of the Intercontinental title to their careers earlier tonight. And if you're Penta, think about the opportunity.
We got Wizard of Smoke who says, WWE is so predictable. This is obviously leading to Lucha Bros versus Judgment Day
Maybe it is
feud.
tempting.
Maybe,
Join
maybe
Dominic
not.
and
We'll
crew.
see.
I mean, yeah, I don't think so. I mean, if you just stand around Dominic Mysterio one time, you probably.
I know a lot of people want to
there
see
you go. Well, he just got
Penta and
saturated with
Phoenix
that greasy hair of
separately.
Just,
I don't care. I'm good with either or. I do actually kind of prefer to see them as a duo though versus separately, but
Breaker now with a
I'm good with whatever.
face of Penta. Braun Breaker's been dominating. And this is what Breaker has to do. Not allow Penta to break out and start to fly around the ring.
Also, not get distracted by Judgment Day out here.
Breaker with a nice throw to Penta. Again, Breaker into the cover. Trying to retain the Intercontinental title and a kick out by Penta at 2. Carlito looks disgusted at the WWE fans here tonight in Glasgow. That's
All right,
really
we're
nice.
back from commercial
That's
break
nice,
in
Dom.
30
Learn some
seconds.
manners.
It's Judgment Day.
I have no idea what Carlito's talking about. And nice suplex by Breaker. Cover again on Penta. Again, Penta forced to kick out. Breaker knows he's not going to beat Penta there. He's just forced.
Chrissy
Penta
says,
to
from
use-
what I've seen from
utilize
Penta, he's
energy
good
to be able to
either
kick
way.
out of that.
I actually
Wear him
think he's
down.
better
Keep
with
wearing him
Phoenix
down.
because I do
I go
believe
on the
Phoenix is the. I think Phoenix is better than Penta. So for me, I
We're sold out in
personally enjoy
Glasgow
seeing
tonight.
him with
Nearly
Phoenix.
11,000 on hand.
For that
Main event's our
reason.
Intercontinental Championship match. Penta versus the champion Braun Breaker. And during the break moments ago, Dominic Mysterio and Carlito of Judgment Day wandered out here to ringside, and they're looking on. Remember, Dominic giving quite the enticing offer to Penta earlier tonight, saying, come join the Judgment Day. Could pay off tonight going for your first WWE Championship.
Absolutely. You would assume that Dominic is going to try to prove that joining the Judgment Day would be good.
Right hand by Breaker, stunning Penta, but a kick by Penta, perhaps out of desperation, but connects. Now Penta trying to fire up and Breaker with a knee.
Massive shots here.
It is just so hard to keep Braun Breaker down. Went for a
I swear,
spear,
sometimes
and
it feels
Penta
like Braun
intercepted with a
Breaker's
kick
on
of the
2
champ
times
down, and
speed
Penta's got an
when
opportunity.
he's running the ropes. I feel like someone's fast forwarding him.
Braun Breaker might be dazed. We talked about how fast he runs the ropes. That worked against him in a big way.
Interesting. Last week we went up the air with Penta helping Breaker. He pulled off the Judgment Day. And Now we're wondering if Penta's going to join the group. And Penta able to hang on just momentarily, and that allowed him to take over
I like
against
that
Braun
kick
Breaker. Now,
to the lower
Penta
back.
starting to pick up the pace here.
I don't know why, but I find
This
that
is what
kind of
Penta
funny.
has to do.
Like,
Fly
here, I
around
got
the
you
ring.
here. Now I'm going to get you
Man
here.
who has zero fear. Penta now. Oh, caught by a big right by Breaker.
Braun timed that up perfect. Penta out. Braun in control.
And Penta caught him. Backstabber. Carlito would be proud of that. Carlito actually excited. Here's the cover now. And a kick out at 2. Carlito said, hey, maybe he belongs in the group. He just did my backstabber.
And that's what Penta does. So innovative.
Penta calling for it. Looking for the Mexican Destroyer, but Braun Breaker able to intercept Penta.
Powers him up to his shoulder.
And look at Breaker now, just flat out strength, military press. Oh, the knees to the midsection. Breaker counter to retain, kick out. Man, Breaker is so strong.
It's the ability to press Penta and wobbles a little bit, regains himself, and still buries the
Missy
knees
just
into
says,
the
okay,
chest.
Braun, we see you, Braun.
Be lifted over your head. You lose your balance just a bit. You're able to
We
recover
notice
like
you.
that.
Oh, you're falling. Unbelievable.
And Breaker runs into a kick by Penta again. Breaker stopped in his tracks. Penta looking to rally here with an opportunity to the Intercontinental Championship. In Zaguri right to the ear of Braun Breaker.
Massive boots from Penta here. Oh.
Penta up top. Breaker again playing defense. And now we're going to go into offensive move with Penta on Breaker's
Where are we
shoulders.
going here? Where are we going?
Dumped out to the apron. And Penta sends Breaker
I wasn't
flying.
sure which direction we were
What a
going in there
move
for
by
a second.
Penta.
Absolutely insane watching Penta do his thing.
And a tope
Beautiful.
con hero takes out Breaker. And Dom and Carlito are excited.
I like how Carlito and Dominic look like they're so excited. They're like, oh yeah, like, look at that. Look at what he just did. That was literally Carlito's reaction right now.
They likable at all.
That's so
Because
funny.
when you watch Penta, you can't help but fall in love.
You know, sometimes it helps to have friends in WWE.
Amen, brother. Mexican Destroyer he's calling for.
And he connects Breaker right on the top of his head. Breaker could be out. Penta now into the cover to try to win the Intercontinental Championship. And Breaker's got a kick out at 2. Did you see Breaker's eyes roll on the
You
back
got Tony
of his
here who
head?
says,
Oh,
this
Mexican
is awesome.
Destroyer.
Spiked right on top of his dome. And somehow kicks out.
Penta knew that was his chance. That was his opportunity, but he's got to keep his foot on the gas here. He can't give any opportunity for Breaker to get back into this.
They're speaking Spanish. I don't understand what they're saying.
I thought you spoke 6 different languages.
Some words, not all.
Some words, not
Penta
all.
now. What to do here with Breaker? Oh, and an elbow.
See, that's why I'm like, sometimes Pat McAfee can be very funny on commentary.
And again, just took a little too much time addressing Dominic at ringside, and Breaker able to take advantage.
Hey, Michael, thank you so much for joining the watch along. We're already on the main event. Down to like about 10 more minutes or so.
Penta now, second rope. Breaker climbs to the top.
The Frankensteiner
cover by Breaker to retain the title.
He kicked
Kicks
out.
At 2.
After this, of course, Santi will be joining me, and we have the Raw post show like we normally do, so that'll be fun. For those of you who want to listen to more of a podcast format, 4 thoughts on Raw and where we're going, of course, heading into WrestleMania. Just being a couple of days away at this point, 20-something days.
Down. Braun Breaker wants to put this away.
The dynamic athlete. The dogs are barking in Glasgow.
And now Dominic up on the apron.
G-Money predicts he's forgetting a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania. Braun, Penta, Finn, Dom.
Comes in the hard way.
I felt like, I mean, every time I thought that I figured out who Braun's opponent was going to be for WrestleMania, they kept going in a different direction. So at this point, I'm not even too sure what they're going to do with specifically with Braun. Oh, bad DQ finish.
And now Dominic pounded away on Braun Breaker.
With Dom attacking Braun.
Here after that cheap shot to the back
So
of the
like
knee.
this is them helping Penta. but let's see how Penta feels about it, because I don't think Penta is gonna be too thrilled about
Breaker fighting back now from behind.
About this. Hey, you might be onto something. Where did you go, G? I think you might be onto something, G Money. I think you might be onto something.
Well, Balor, of course, upset with Dominic last week. But I guess they look to make amends here tonight. Dominic now pounding away with a chair on Breaker. Oh, vicious assault by Mysterio.
All right, let's see. I feel like something's got to happen here. Okay, is he going to give him the chair? He's giving him the chair. Finn's upset. Penta looks a little confused. I think he's not really too sure whether or not to trust Dom.
Dominic saying, come aboard.
He's going to hit Dom. 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 Hey, he hit Dom instead.
Down goes Dom.
Damn, Dom should have listened to Finn. Oh, now there's Finn.
Going after Penta.
Oh, they're probably going to do a tag team match next week. Finn, Dom, and Penta and Braun probably.
Balor almost like I told you so. And now he goes after
Seems like they might.
Again. Balor irate.
No new members of Judgment Day tonight, but Penta.
A coup de grace by Finn Balor.
Judgment disarray.
Judgment Day
I was kind of hoping that we would finally get the Dominic Finn Balor breakup here with the Judgment Day, but if anything now, Finn Balor has reasserted some dominance by being right and Dominic being wrong in wanting Penta. So like now Finn's gonna be like, well, you should have listened to me this whole time, you know?
Thank you, Glasgow.
Alrighty, guys. So there you go. That was Monday Night Raw from Glasgow, Scotland, here on Monday, March 24th. We still got the post show coming up. So usually I give Santi like a few minutes to go ahead and join in the stream. So in the meantime, while we wait for Santi, I am going to go ahead and remind you guys that and if you want to make sure that you get lucky and that all goes well when you do get lucky, BlueChew.com, promo code Denise. Are you having technical difficulties in bed? Are you tired of being counted out, tapping out, or simply jobbing out? Get out of developmental and get drafted to the best sex you ever had with today's podcast sponsor, Blue Chew. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets. These erection-enhancing tablets help men achieve stronger, harder, and longer-lasting erections for sexual activities. And Blue Chew is putting its money where its mouth is and offering you a month free. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The best part, it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Remember, hard times breed better men. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Link in the description box below. Alrighty, guys, and we are still waiting for Santi. So as soon as he comes on, we will go ahead and get the post show started. So just give us give Santi a couple of minutes until he hops on, and then we'll go ahead and get everything going here today. But for the most part, start sending some comments, guys. I'm going to be pulling out your thoughts because I'm just stalling for time until Santi gets in here. So if you guys want to get your thoughts in on how you felt about the show, please, this is now your time to do so. And I will make sure to pull some of these comments up here on the stream and kind of talk about them until Santi arrives. So we'll get right to it once he gets in here. But let's see what everyone is saying here. So let's see. Okay, here's a sort of, I guess, maybe a hot take, not a hot take. I don't know. We got Ellen here who says this Mania build is kind of meh. Not gonna lie. We got John Stamey who says, I'm really glad Lyra won. That is all. That's right. John Stamey was very, making sure that she did win from the very, very beginning. And let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got Ray who says, Ray Scarlett says, hey, Denise, you also cover New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I don't really, to be honest, because I just don't have the time. I'm completely being real with you. I don't have the time to commit. However, occasionally I do get like a couple of New Japan interviews every so often. I do go to the shows when they come out here to Long Beach. I was just at their show, the last one that they did here at the Pyramid. I was at that show. So usually that's kind of like the extent of it all. But yeah, I used to put a lot more effort before, but now I don't because, again, I just have like so many other stuff to like cover that I've kind of gotten, just a little bit all over the place. That's where I'm at. We got El Murion here who says that main event felt very mid-card. Let's see. We got Satspreader 2 who says Bianca being inserted as the guest referee means that triple threat match is basically set in stone. It feels like this triple threat match was set in stone weeks ago. I mean, just based off of what they've been doing and what they've been doing with the story. And let's see what else we got here. We got Cutest. He says Jay's botch trip tonight was to cover up and make a storyline of his botch dive last week. Yeah, when I was watching the actual moment when that happened, I was so confused. I was like, wait a minute, what is this? Like, is this a legit botch? Is this accident? Was this done on purpose? And from the looks of it later on in that promo that we got with Jay and Jimmy, it looks like they're trying to make it into a storyline there. Let's see what else we got. We got Superfro who says W promos tonight, great matches. Stuart Bridgman says CM Punk promo was the best part of a subpar Raw. We got King here who says it was weak that Gunther Big Jim match is looking exciting though. Interesting. Okay. Dilda Pickle says I'm not ready for European crowds to go. No, dude, they've been delivering, man. And we only got like 3 more shows with the European crowds. That's including Raw and SmackDown. We got Chris E who says John Cena hasn't told a lie yet. We got CJ here who says, what do you think of European crowds booing Belair? But they always cheer Rhea, even though she's been booked. So I don't know why they always boo Bianca Belair. I did start to notice that a while ago. I don't know why that is. I feel like she doesn't get that many boos here in the States. I think here in the States, people still actually like her. I don't know why she gets so many boos in the European crowds. I wish I had an answer for you. If you guys have any theories, throw them in here. Thank you so much to X Davion Wilkins for also tuning into the stream. We also got Sick Boy. Let's see who else we got here. We got 37 raised in the building. WWE 2K24 Universe Mode says Bianca has to got to be turning heel soon. And she even got booed twice last week and tonight. Tanisha Hicks also enjoyed CM Punk's segment. By the way, for those of you who are just logging on, I'm just waiting for Santi. And when Santi gets in here, we'll start the post show. In the meantime, I'm just killing some time and getting into people's overall thoughts and comments of Monday Night Raw. Or Monday Afternoon Raw. I'm sorry, years and years of saying Monday Night Raw. I just can't get used to saying Monday Afternoon Raw. Let's see what else we got here. All right, we got Ender Buckley here who says, I don't really disagree. The matches will be good, but I'm not super invested in the stories to get there. That's in regards to Alan's comment about the WrestleMania build. And Ray says, if you get an interview with Gabe Kidd or David Finlay, I'm going to pass out. I think I've done an interview with David Finlay before. I'm pretty sure I have. I just don't remember if it went up here on this channel or if it went up on one of the old channels that I was working on. Because it was quite a long time ago. It might have gone on one of the other channels that I was working on. Damn, I don't remember, but I know for a fact I'm pretty sure I interviewed him. So yeah. Hey, welcome, good times. Thank you so much for joining the stream. And let's see what else we got. We got Icy here who says, I mean, there's only a few weeks left and we're just getting a bunch of teasing promos and mid-contract signings. Matt Raquel says, I want to double turn at WrestleMania with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Damn, Matt Raquel, you're asking for a lot. Let's see what else we got. 37 Ray says, Raw feels like half, let's show how great WWE is right now, half the actual storylines. Andrew Reyna says, this Mania build-up is kind of meh. I'm just looking forward to Raw and SmackDown after Mania. And Colton Dominguez says, over under number of matches for WrestleMania, 12.5. How many did we have last year? Let me check how many we had last year. Hold on, my memory is not too good on that in that regard. Let's see. So last year's WrestleMania, 2 nights, probably around the same exact. So we had night 1 had 7 matches and night 2 had 7 matches. So I'm going to probably say it'll be maybe around the same exact thing. If not, maybe like 6 and 6 or 5 and 5. But it'll probably be along the same lines of what we're seeing, what we saw last year with 7 and 7. Although I don't know if it felt like too much. I'm trying to recall if I felt like it was too many matches those 2 days, and I don't really think I felt that way. However, I was there in the building. I don't know how it came across on TV. So I personally felt like there was a fine amount of matches, but they could have probably trimmed down. And mind you, that 7th match of night 1 was 44 minutes long. So think about that. And then night 2, the main event was 33 minutes long. And we had those 44 minutes for 7 matches. That's with that being the 7th match of night 1. That is a pretty long show. So they still made it work though. So I can see anywhere between 5 to 7 each night. Colton Dominguez, thank you so much for asking. We got James Slaughter here who says the CM Punk shot at AEW was funny. We got Chris E who also says the answer was all over the place. And we got, let's see, let me get some more comments in here. Thank you so much, Lewis, for the kind comment. We got Carlos Estrada who says, we love and appreciate the sold out crowd in Glasgow, even though we are going to give them a non-finish in the main event. Yeah, I don't love non-finishes, but I don't know. Did we expect it? Maybe not. Bill Ritchie says, when do you see Rey Fenix making his debut? I kind of hope he makes it. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it after WrestleMania. Only so that they can keep, some fun going. Because they might feel like they're rushing it if they do it right before WrestleMania. So I'm gonna say maybe after WrestleMania, Bill. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, thank you so much, Michael. He says, great watch along, Denise, even though I came on late today. I loved it. Thank you so much, man. We got Nathaniel Baez here who says, Europeans are helping push a lot of the storylines that wouldn't flourish the same in an American audience. I love it. Well, I mean, look at this. Like, we got pretty much copy and paste almost the exact same John Cena, Cody Rhodes segment here tonight. It felt very, very similar. So the fact that the crowd is obviously very excited because they get their chance at like booing John Cena and cheering for Cody, like no matter what, they're going to go all out and they're going to react like crazy because, they don't get to see these people often. They don't get to have a live Monday Night Raw broadcast often. So for them, like it is a really huge thing. And so, yeah, I do think that they have, for example, like SmackDown this past Friday, there were some moments that I think that the crowd would have been absolutely dead if it was an American crowd. And it being a European crowd, they definitely push a lot more because, again, they seemed a little bit more enthusiastic that they were, having a live show. And I feel like all of the international crowds have started to realize that they have a giant shoes to fill. I think they've set a precedent that, hey, if you want these international shows, they're kind of known now for having these really loud crowds that just, they go out there and they're crazy and they get excited about things. And now I think that they're all constantly trying to meet that bar, trying to meet that standard. So yeah, let's see. We got Robert who says, where's the European main event ending? It was a little bit just there. We'll get into that when Santi gets in here. And we got Andrew here Andrew Goad, who says, It feels like they don't want any match to outshine John Cena and Cody Rhodes. So now none of the storylines seem to matter. I kind of felt that way a little bit last year at WrestleMania when it was just about like Roman Reigns and Cody and The Rock and all of that. But here's the thing though, is that I do think there's a really good chance that Roman, Seth, and CM Punk, I believe that they have a good chance of not stealing the spotlight, because at the end of the day, it's still John Cena and Cody Rhodes, and they have a lot of attention on that. But, taking some of that spotlight and forcing it onto them because they are all such big stars. But yeah, I can't wait to talk about the women's match today when Santi gets on here. I can't wait to talk about the women's, the build for Rhea and Bianca and Io, because we're all assuming that's a triple threat match. I can't wait to talk about that one because this is nothing of what I expected for this whole thing. We got Tanisha Hicks here who says, I feel like Bianca could pull off the win at Mania and go full heel. A lot of people have been wanting her to turn heel. Let's see what else we got here. Thank you so much, Xavion Wilkins, for the nice comments. We got TX9 T6777 who says Raw has been repetitive. I think primarily people are feeling this way because of the John Cena Cody Rhodes segment, and then they've been promoting it the same every single week, and they're doing the same thing for next week too, like John Cena and Cody Rhodes under the exact same roof, and we're like, oh well, we just saw that this week. And we also saw that last week. And last week, we were really excited about it. This week, we still kind of had some enthusiasm for it. And now we're kind of like, what is going on? We got an Elise Russell talk here who says, CM Punk, I work with children, AEW line was so funny. I love it. Yes, so that was one of the things that he mentioned and instantly thought of AEW media scrub. You guys know this because I say this quote all the time. It's one of my favorite CM Punk quotes of all time. I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with fucking children. That was the non-edited version. I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with fucking children. Saying that all the time, even if it doesn't apply to me, I don't care. Every time I say I'm old or I'm feeling tired or anything, I gotta say the entire thing. I'm old, I'm tired. No, wait, I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with fucking children. There's a lot of really great one-liners in that one. You guys are more than welcome to check it out anytime here on this channel. I have people, by the way, because I'm constantly reading the comments and whatnot, but I have people that are consistently going on and watching that video over and over again. Like, people come back and they're like, I gotta watch this video again. This is my 10th time seeing this video. So I think people kind of know that video at this point by heart. So Nalise, thank you so much for hopping into the stream. I'm still waiting for Santi. He'll probably be a few more minutes. And as soon as he gets in here, we'll start the post show. So sorry to everybody who's hopping in. And it's like, where's the post show? Don't worry, it'll get started soon. We got Nick Blues here who says, I know people love CM Punk, but he's just old and lame. I know because I'm old. See, Nick Blues, I disagree with that. I do not think that CM Punk is lame. I definitely do not think that. And clearly a lot of people don't think that, because when it comes to Roman Reigns and CM Punk, people, I think, legitimately do care about this story. I think they do care about Roman Reigns and CM Punk, and you see it. So I do not think he's lame. We got Don here who says, I hope the next couple of weeks they kick the matchups into high gear. Seems like very, very slow build. Usually more excited for WrestleMania by now. 37 Ray says the women's segment feels overproduced. Let's see what else we got here. What's up to Rory? Thank you so much for hopping into the stream. We got El So here who says, do you think the triple threat of Roman, Seth, and Punk will have something more to it? It has a lot already. When you really think about like the entire, just like the dynamics of it all, there is so much in this story. And that's the thing. It could even be too much, right? Because you got CM Punk and Roman. That's huge. You got the whole element of Paul Heyman. You got the elements of the favor. You got the history with Roman and Seth. You got the recent new history with Seth and CM Punk. I feel like there's a lot in that story. It's just a matter of them telling it in an exciting way. And I know some people coming off of the SmackDown stream I kind of saw a mix of reaction. I thought there were people that enjoyed it. They were like, okay, cool. Like we got a little bit here. There's still a lot more obviously to get out of it. And then there were some people that were like, you know what? I think we could have gotten so much more in this segment. I'm on the side of the latter where I do think we could have gotten a lot more from that SmackDown segment, but I also get them wanting to save some of it for future shows, which clearly they are with this contract signing. What I want to see is I want to see some like nasty jabs being thrown at one another. I want to see Roman and CM Punk like really go at it, because even though Seth is a part of it, my favorite part of this story is Roman and Punk. That's where my interest lies. And I really want to see Roman and Punk go at it on the microphone. Like, that's the thing that I cannot wait to see. Thank you so much, El Sol. Let's see what else we got here. We got Chaos by Design, who says, we need a true back and forth between Cena and Cody. I think they won't, because Cena would truly cook Cody. I don't know. I think a lot of people have been saying this for a while, and there is a good chance that that can happen, but I don't also want to underestimate Cody Rhodes. Like, he's had some tough challenges, and he's come out looking pretty good in a lot of these, but he could. John Cena's the expert on the mic, though. He really, really could, but Cody's also really good. They're just two totally different types of promos. So yeah. All right. Let me keep catching up with some comments. I'm kind of just trying to stall for some time here. And let's see. We got Wrestling is Real, who says this WrestleMania is very interesting. Let's see. We'll get some more. Sucho says, Denise, how does it feel having the night free? I thought I was going to have the night free. I don't. I end up just doing what I do during the day at night. So I just kind of swap my schedule. So yeah, it doesn't end as late as it normally would, but it also doesn't end as early as I kind of hoped that it would. Thank you so much, Sucho. Let's see what else we got here. And we got Jeremy Valone, who says, my bet is even the matches end very meh. No, I hope not. I don't want to sound, no, I hope not. I really, really hope not, Jeremy. Really, really hope not. And let's see. Let me get catching up, guys. See what everyone else is saying here. Thank you, Sandy, who's watching all the way from Germany. Thank you so much, man. Let's see. We got Tanisha Hicks, who says, I feel like Bianca has something to... I feel like Bianca has something to do with Jade, and it's going to come out. We still haven't seen that security footage, and it's going to show Bianca actually attacking her. Well, here's the thing, Tanisha. Jade already said that she saw Naomi. Like, she already saw that. Like, that's who she saw. She already stated that. So I don't think that Bianca had anything to do with the attack. If anything, the only way that I can see Bianca aligning with Naomi is that she just chooses to side with Naomi. Like, she just agrees with why Naomi did what she did. And I could see her siding with her in that regard. But I see it most as a post-attack thing versus her having been part of the attack beforehand, or a part of the masterminding of the attack beforehand. I don't think so. I think if anything, if the heel turn comes, it's going to be her choosing to align with Naomi and her stance now than before. Thank you so much to Tanisha. Let's see what else we got here. I'm still catching up with more of everyone's comments. Let's see. Let me go through some more. Somewhere in the Ring says, how did Joe Hendry not show up? Oh, I know. I can't wait to talk about that with Santi. I know a lot of people were mentioning it last week during the post show. They were like, hey, so it's Joe Hendry going to show up? And then it kind of just ended up being a little underwhelming. I really do wish that they would have, just told us like ahead of time, like, hey, it's going to be Jimmy. Okay, guys, Santi's here. He made it.
Yes.
Hey, Santi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for hopping on. We are ready to go.
Let's
Oh,
boogie.
we got rated. I love it. The Twitch chat is like completely blowing up right now. Thank you so much to everybody.
Oh yeah, because what's that?
Where are you at?
I'm in my office. I'm just doing some renovations, so I don't have like my regular camera angle, so I couldn't actually do the post show and live stream at the same time. So I sent everybody to your Twitch.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Welcome everyone to the Twitch channel, to my Twitch channel. So thank you very, very kindly. All right, well, let's go ahead and get right into it then. Let's do this. There's quite a bit to get into, but I think we're going to get started, Santi, with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. because this is the one that's having everyone talking. It is like, okay, there's a little bit of both sides to this, Santi, where a lot of people feel like this was copy and paste, what we kind of just saw last week. Really, the only big thing was that John Cena said he's going to ruin wrestling by becoming a 17-time world champion and basically taking the belt with him and taking it all, and then also basically ruining Ric Flair's legacy with being the 17-time world champion. That was really the biggest thing. That was the meat of this promo. Santi, do you feel like you got what you wanted out of this, or do you think that it was a little bit copy and paste?
I don't want to say that it was copy and paste, but it was not enough of what I wanted to see specifically between Cody and John Cena. Because last week, that was the unveiling of John Cena as a heel. Here's what he sounds like. Here's what he looks like. Here's why he doesn't like us. Meanwhile, this week's promo was his motivations. What does he plan on doing? He plans on retiring as WWE champion. He plans on ruining wrestling. So now we got what John Cena wants to get out of all of this, but they still seem to be, whether intentionally or not, because a lot of people are saying they're protecting Cody Rhodes from a John Cena heater where he would just bury him. I don't know if that's their intention. Maybe it is, because that's what John Cena tends to do. But the thought that they're protecting Cody Rhodes is at least kind of creeping into my brain, even if it's intentional or unintentional, because they won't allow, again, intentional or unintentional, John Cena to actually rebuttal to Cody Rhodes. And that's what we're all waiting for at the moment.
There's quite a few things that I feel like I'm waiting for at this moment. But to touch on your point, though, about, because I've been seeing that literally right now. I was just reading people's comments with them saying, oh, you know, they're trying to protect Cody Rhodes because John Cena would roast them on the microphone. And here's the thing, like, I do know that John Cena, I mean, when he goes on the microphone, he can go, right? Like, we've seen this happen multiple times. Cody Rhodes is an entirely different promo. I don't want to say that Cody Rhodes can't handle his own, you know, that he can't stand on his own 2 feet, Santi. But at the end of the day, though, Cody Rhodes can also fire back, but in different ways. Like, he doesn't come across as, when John Cena says something, you could literally input a track where people are going, burn. With Cody Rhodes, you don't really get that, but you still get the, oh, okay, like, look at Cody. Like, he came back, he fired back. Here's my theory on this, though. I don't necessarily think that it would be John Cena roasting Cody Rhodes on the promo. I think that this is just WWE sort of stalling. I feel like they understand they still got so many, I mean, not so many weeks. They got a couple, like 3 or 4, I don't know how many Raws left until WrestleMania. I feel like this is just them stalling and, or maybe trying to stretch this story out, because for the last 3 weeks, last week, this week, and next week, they have been pretty much promoting this the exact same way. John Cena, Cody Rhodes, under the exact same roof. And this week, Santi, you know what I was sort of waiting for? I was waiting for them to address The Rock. They have not addressed The Rock really to the extent to which that I thought they would, both Cody and John Cena. And then I was also kind of hoping for some physicality, though John Cena did tell us last week that we weren't going to get nothing. So I figured, okay, he's not going to give us the physicality only because he already said we were going to get nothing. But here's my argument against this, and I'm curious to see if you agree or disagree. I'm kind of upset at Cody. I feel like Cody Rhodes, coming off of that attack from Elimination Chamber, he was attacked 3-on-1, all right? 3-on-1. I feel that Cody Rhodes is justified to not be waiting around for John Cena to throw the first punch at him on Raw. John Cena already laid his cards out. Cody Rhodes should be going in and saying, you know what? I don't want to listen to you talk, John. I'm pissed. You did this shit to me. I'm pissed. And just going in and getting physical, because that is the extent to which that I think Cody Rhodes should be pissed, considering the way that he got attacked at Elimination Chamber.
That's fair. That was the Cody Rhodes that we got when he came back after being pile driven by Kevin Owens at Saturday night's main event. It was a vindictive, angry Cody Rhodes that wanted to take out Kevin Owens, and we all really got behind that. And it was a justified version of Cody Rhodes. Would he be justified in going after Cena? Absolutely. But I think you're right. I feel like they are stretching this and milking this as much as they can. But I don't know that they're milking the things that we want to see be milked. You know, like that sounds wrong.
Clip that out of context.
It sounds wrong, but hear me out. Like you said, we want to know about The Rock. We want to know about the Travis Scott stuff. Where does that all fit in? Where does The Rock fit into John Cena's plan to retire with the WWE Championship? You'd think with The Rock as a board member of TKO, he wouldn't want that. So like, it seems like a weird disconnect there in terms of how it went down at Elimination Chamber versus how things are playing out here in this road to WrestleMania. It's still, in my opinion, the best stuff going on Monday Night Raw, because it seems like Raw is where they're building Cody Rhodes and Cena. In SmackDown, they're doing Roman, Seth, and Punk. So I still really like what's going on, and there are still enough weeks between now and WrestleMania to really get things going. I still believe that they're making good steps forward, but it's as simple as this. We just want the juice. We want the good stuff at this point. That's where we are at.
You want the milk, Santi? Okay, sorry. I had to.
Show me which titty to milk and we'll do it. Which one is it?
I'm dead. Okay, so with that being said, you want the juice, we want this. All right, for me, I want to see Cody echo some of what you said with the Kevin Owens feud, where Kevin Owens, he was showing like this angry, disgruntled, no longer this pretty Cody Rhodes, right? I want to see that. For you, what do you feel you want to see out of this story that they need to do from now until WrestleMania to really make you say, hey, this is a 10 out of 10. No notes. I'm loving what they're doing here. What do they need to do for in your eyes to get there?
I just need to hear them talk. I need to hear them go back and forth. Right now they're doing what's called asynchronous promos, which is, if you think about it, it's not, we're basically getting live versions of via satellite promos where they aren't really talking at each other. One does a pre-recorded promo and then we hear a pre-recorded promo from the other guy later on. It's not that much different than what we're getting here. We're just getting it in person because they're not talking to each other. They're not having conversations. It's Cena says his piece and then separately Cody says his piece and then we move on. I need a conversation. I need to hear these guys go back and forth. I need to see, can Cody hang with Cena on the mic? I want to hear what does Cena think about Cody being the new face of the WWE, the thing that he used to be. I need to hear these guys talk. Enough with the I talk and then you talk and then we go our separate ways. Let's have a conversation. That to me is the next big step. And I need a brawl. And for the love of God, not a breakaway brawl with the 50 bodyguards that are absolutely useless. Let's just a few punches, a couple AAs, a crossroads. I don't need minimum wage Joe over here getting crossroads by Cody Rhodes. All right. I don't need minimum wage Andy over here getting an STF and then more people just getting in between these guys. We've been getting a breakaway brawl every single week, it seems.
For almost every big story, too. I feel like we've been seeing that quite a bit. So, yeah, I do agree with you. I do want to see that back and forth, but with the shots being thrown, with all of that, not like what you said, these asynchronous promos that we've been getting. So I'm with you on all of this. I think that we just need to kind of spice it up a little bit more here. We got a couple of super chats. Let's get right into it. We got Rare Gamer 99 who says, Lisa Tequila, how could we all forget about the legend of El Grande Americano? Sad that Chad Gable is sick, going to miss him. Well, since Rare Gamer 99 brings it up here right now, let's get into that. We saw the in-ring debut of El Grande Americano, but before that, he was actually brought in with a little background promo vignette that they did for him, kind of just showing who he is, his history, his legacy, and he does go into this match and he does defeat Dragon Lee in a pretty quick match here, but it basically helped that he did take off the mask and then got him with the ankle lock, and so he tapped out there. But what did you make of this? And also the funny part was that Chad Gable had a moment backstage where he gave a sick note to Adam Pearce and was coughing up a storm and saying he was too sick to be there.
kind of crazy how many casuals watch me that don't know about the legacy of Grande Americano. Clearly, what do you not watch? Like Japanese organizations. He's been all over the world. He has been tearing it up in Mexico, CMLL, AAA. Like if you were actually a professional wrestling fan, you would know about Grande Americano. So it just kind of goes to show how many casuals watch the WWE. Maybe expand your palette and you might actually learn some real graps. You might actually get to see some of the best professional wrestling on the planet, not this vanilla dumbed down WWE stuff. Grande Americano is going to bring some of that international flavor to the WWE. And honestly, read up, you like scrub, you normie, you casual. God, come on.
Are you saying we need to pop the bubble, burst out of the bubble that we're in, this WWE
100%.
bubble, Santi?
Try and expand your taste buds, your horizons. You know, this is a guy that's been, if you count, you know, if you're willing to count all of Ric Flair's world championship reigns that he has outside of just the 16, you'd be shocked to see how many championship reigns Grande Americano has. World championships from all over the world. He might have more than John Cena as far as I know, but this guy's been around for decades, and it's just shocking how many few people actually know who this is. Crazier even that you would even think that this is Chad Gable when Chad Gable has a legal doctor's note saying that he's sick. By the way, it would be illegal to forge that. It would be a way to lose your medical license to provide a doctor's note that is inaccurate and is not actually real. You know, is somebody going to risk their medical license for Chad Gable pretending to be a professional wrestler? That's stupid. Come on. Can we move on from this? Is ridiculous.
Okay, we'll move on from this. We'll move on from this. All right. But El Grande Americano, he officially had his debut. So I think we're with it. We're with it. We got a super chat here from Sucho who says, when John Cena wins the title, really hoping he brings the spinner title and bringing it full circle. The Rock is the one to present it to John Cena. Would you want to see this, Santi?
I would die. That would be the best. That would be the best if they bring back the spinner belt. Of course, I would love to see it. Are you kidding me? Yes.
I can already see the image too. John Cena with the spinner belt and then The Rock standing right next to him, raising the People's Championship, and both of them just both holding both of those titles up. I can see it already.
Money.
Sucho, thank you so much for the super chat. We got CJ here who says non-violent Cena Cody building is underwhelming. This feud has a lot of attention, and the last thing you want is for people to say that this is like underwhelming or a little boring. So I really do hope that they spiced it up. And from my understanding, Santi, Triple H is very, very online. Like he sees what the fans are posting consistently. I mean, at the presser, I don't know if you caught this. He even said like, oh, you know, people were saying that things weren't getting hot or something. He's like, how do you guys feel about this? Once the the John Cena turn actually happened. And I think that was Triple H basically saying, I saw what you guys been saying online. And look, we're finally delivering here. But we got Sleaze Boy here who says, prediction, Drew McIntyre is going to be added to John Cena versus Cody at WrestleMania and win by blinding Cody. And then 2 minutes later, Roman or Charlotte will appear and pull Hulk Hogan WrestleMania 9 and win the title. Sleaze Boy, what is happening here?
Love it. Love this booking.
Definitely a wild story if that were to come true. Sleaze Boy, thank you so much for sharing your prediction and for sending in the super chat. We got Oscar Laura. Oscar, thank you so much for the love. He says, it's impressive Chad Gable found a doctor in Glasgow so quickly. That's true. We need to talk about that. I cannot get a doctor out here that fast. Oh, actually, but our healthcare is terrible. So that's
free healthcare over there, I think. I actually don't know.
I was going to say, really? Do they?
I actually don't know. I have no idea. I was about to say with confidence, but I don't know.
No, you made me believe it. I was like, oh shit, Santi's got some good knowledge here. That's great. Oscar Lara, some good points there. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. That was awesome. All right. With that being said, I want to get into this story here with the women's championship picture with Rhea, Io, and Bianca. Santi, I'm just going to say this. This is kind of a mess, and it is all over the damn place. You, me, everyone and their mothers knows that this match is going to be a triple threat. We've known that they have been trying to get there for a minute, but it seems like they're making us take all of these different roads to the end destination. I'm sorry, but this is getting super messy at this point. And I feel like every single week, like they're sort of jumping and changing the storyline and altering how to explain things. And where we left off last week was Rhea wanting to be included in this triple threat match, right? She signs the contract. We know that's not how things work, so we knew she wasn't going to get it like that. And then this week, we see Pierce all of a sudden say that he's been asking Rhea to schedule her rematch, but that she's been avoiding that. Did I miss that? Was I asleep when this
It's never happened. Yeah, no.
That's what I was saying.
yeah.
I thought I was crazy, Santi. And I was like, what the like, I must not be paying attention to the show. I was so confused. And so all of a sudden he's saying, okay, Rhea has been running away from booking this rematch. So then I'm thinking, okay, well then just throw her in there into that triple threat, because already you're making her rematch harder, because instead of going up against one person, she would go up against two persons. And from the last that I saw, this is what Rhea wanted, right? And so Adam Pearce is very adamant saying, no, Rhea Ripley is not going to get what she wants, and this is not going to happen. And we get Rhea, Io, and Bianca all out there. And again, they shove Io to the side, third week in the row that they do this. And Bianca basically says, I'm the number one contender. So Rhea, you do not deserve to be in this match. So this is where we're at. This is what's happening now. Next week, we are going to get a match with Io versus Rhea. That's the rematch. However, when Bianca went backstage to ask Adam Pearce what the hell is going on after that segment, he then decided to make her a special guest referee. And Bianca says, I don't know how to referee. And he says, oh, you got a week to learn. What? Santi, how'd you feel about this?
Everything you just said, every feeling that you have is mine too. It feels like they're trying too hard. It's simple. Fighting champion, Io Sky. I hate that you think I'm an afterthought. I want all two of you. WrestleMania, done. Literally, done. And everybody would have been on board. It would have helped get Io over as a fighting champion. You could have gotten behind the frustration of Bianca Belair for like, what the hell? I didn't sign up for a triple threat match. I earned a singles match, and you get Rhea in. Boom. That's it. That's all you needed. But this is overcomplicated, unnecessarily convoluted, and if you think about it, just stupid. Why would you hang in the balance one of your main events in the hands of, as she said, somebody that doesn't know how to be a ref? That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. It's still good. Like the match, the feud, I'm still down for it. It just feels like they're trying too hard here when the equation is just much easier than what they're trying here. It seems like weird to also have a match before WrestleMania. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm in the exact same boat as you.
I feel like they were trying really hard to surprise people. But then they started, when they had Io defeat Rhea and have her lose her title, they were trying, I think, so hard to not be predictable in this and not just do Rhea and Bianca, that they were like, okay, let's try to spice this up. Hey, Io wins. Okay, great. But then it feels like after that, they lost the direction. Like it almost feels like they're trying to figure it out as they go versus a story that feels like this has been planned out for a while. This does not feel like this was the plan for a while. This feels like we're just getting to it and we're making the rules as we go. Yeah, and now I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, so Bianca's inexperience as referee is going to end up screwing either Rhea or Io, and that's how we're going to find ourselves in the triple threat match.
And I don't understand why that's the route that they want to go. Again, it's just so much simpler. I use this analogy a lot where it's like, okay, you're writing unnecessary words on this essay. You could have finished this essay 1 page ago, but you're just kind of yapping here and adding too many things.
You're just trying to meet the word limit. You need 5,000 words.
Literally, when we're at the point where people were already excited for this. And what's funny is that they're trying to give us a logical reason to add Rhea. And in their attempt at trying to be logical, they have now become illogical. It doesn't make sense what they're doing.
No, and we're just along for the ride. So this is turned into the teacups. All right, we got McTaro here who says thoughts on Jimmy slapping Gunther in the face on Jimmy and Jay segment. Oh, we got a lot to get into that. So let's get into this because there's quite a bit here. All right, so the tag team match. We going into Raw knew that Jey Uso was going to be teaming up with a mystery partner, and that was going to go up against A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller. Santi, you deserve your flowers because last week you said, oh, it's just going to be Jimmy, even though a lot of people in the chat were like, oh my God, do you think it's going to be Joe Hendry? You think it's going to be Joe Hendry? And my friends, it ended up being just Jimmy. Sorry, Jimmy Uso. Sorry, Big Jim, but it was sort of underwhelming in that regard because I think a good amount of people were legitimately expecting Joe Hendry, given that we were in Scotland. So let's start there. Santi, even though this is what you were expecting, did you at all see the same exact like feedback from everybody where they were like, what? Like this is really what we're doing?
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of expectations that it was going to be Joe Hendry, but I always, and I said this as much on last week's show, where Joe Hendry just wouldn't have made any sense. It would have just been for the sake of trying to generate a big pop. And we're at the point where the Royal Rumble winner, Jey Uso, should not be trying to generate cheap big pops that won't be paid off somewhere down the line, because this would have just been a one-off appearance. Maybe after WrestleMania, if we were in a different European tour, sure, but right now it just wouldn't have made any sense. Jimmy Uso makes sense to me because I've always believed that the best part of the story has been missing, which is Gunther going after what would be family, right? This is where I think Sami Zayn has been missing. Where if Gunther was going after the likes of Sami Zayn, now going after Jimmy, this could be the weeks of hell that Gunther promised. Because so far, the weeks of hell that Gunther has promised has just been, I'm just going to choke you out a little bit for the next couple of weeks. It just doesn't hit as hard from a narrative perspective. Now that Jimmy's involved, maybe somewhere down the line we get Sammy involved. Maybe we can actually start to develop some interesting narratives. But what they're going with right now isn't doing it for me. This Jimmy Uso is not confident enough. So now he has the yips and is tripping. I get what they're doing. I get they're trying to make a storyline out of the actual real life botch last week. This isn't it. Listen, I more than anybody understand athletes. They mess up. I was no big deal, but I was a state level badminton player, state level badminton player. And sometimes I get the yips and my serves would go out. They'd go into the net. You know what wouldn't happen? I wouldn't fall on my face, Denise. That's not what human psychological yips looks like. That's not realistic. It's silly. And it's all in the purpose, and it's all in the goal to rectify and try and make last week's real bots like it's part of the story. And if anything, you know what they should have just done, Denise? Mouth shut, moved on, pretend like that botch didn't happen. Because now we're making it part of the story, and it's silly. It's just silly. I love Jey Uso, I do, but what they did with him tripping before the spear, I laughed. I didn't say, "Oh no, my hero is losing his way." I laughed, and that's not the reaction they're going for.
Oh my God.
Am I being harsh? Am I being harsh?
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on this because I wasn't even thinking about the dive spot from last week anymore. Like that was out of my brain. Like I wasn't thinking about that anymore. And in the moment when he did the trip thing, Santi, I didn't know at that point in time, like that moment, I didn't know if that was legit or done on purpose. And I thought to myself, both, if it was legit, that would be bad for Jey Uso because then, hey, that's two weeks in a row, right, where something like this happens. And if it's done on purpose, why would you do that when this guy is going into possibly the biggest match of his career? What? And so neither explanation worked for me. And it wasn't until the backstage segment that McTaro brings up here that I realized, oh, hey, they're making this part of the story. And like you said, they gave him the yips as the angle. Now, Santi, you and I, we're very much online, and a lot of people here are too. So I'm sure you have seen the discussions of which, like, people are sharing like screenshots of people hitting the dislike button on WWE's videos in regards to Jey Uso. And so there's already a portion of the crowd that is not like, they're judging Jey Uso based off of, saying, hey, he's not a good enough wrestler or whatever the situation is, right? Or he's just the yeet, he's just this or whatever. There's a lot of people that are anti Jey Uso. This story is not helping that. They cannot do the yip storyline here for Jey. They just can't. It feels like you can't do that to him. I'm sorry. There's like no respect in that. And that was part of, like, I remember when they've always done that with Sami Zayn, not the yips, obviously, but they've done the whole, he's the underdog, he's not good enough, that kind of story. And I remember not being in love with that either, because I felt like Sami had gained enough accolades in his career to not have to be that guy. And I feel the same way right now about Jey Uso. I don't want him to be the yips guy. I don't want that for him. That's not a guy that I can get behind of. And then the fans that do root for him, how are they going to feel about their guy, their yeet guy, the cool guy on TV that all of a sudden has the yips? Like, what?
Here's a question, Denise, and this isn't a gotcha or anything. I want you to maybe try to answer it. What would the Jey Uso storyline look like this week had the botch not happened? And the reason I ask is because now it seems like the WrestleMania storyline is off the back of the real life botch. So what if that real life botch hadn't happened? What does the storyline now all of a sudden look like? Because this is a pivot based on a real life event. If the real life event doesn't happen, where does the story go? Basically, the reason I asked this question, it just seems like a really disorganized story and road to WrestleMania for Jey Uso. And I think that's unfair when I see everyone else around them getting, well, aside from now the women's triple threat, getting really solid, tight storytelling. What would it look like if last week didn't happen?
So prior to this, the story was kind of Jey sort of saying that everyone was doubting him, right? Even though we even talked about it here on the show that not technically everybody wasn't doubting him. Like, we were joking about how Pat McAfee said he had his back. Jimmy on the other show on SmackDown was saying he, had his back and believed in Jey. So Jey was, from the very beginning, the story has not really felt like it's been made too much sense, because he won the Royal Rumble, and yes, he wasn't the guy people were expecting to be winning the Royal Rumble. That part is correct. But I don't think that at any point did people feel like he wasn't going to defeat Gunther. Now, I get why they went with that story, because he hadn't beaten Gunther in the past, right? So from the very beginning, I was already feeling like, okay, this is not really making too much sense. So what I wanted them to do is sort of course correct that and have Jey suddenly, realize, hey, this is not who I am. I'm not this guy who's just going to come out here and be doubting myself. Look at all of these people that believe in me. You guys believe in me. Hey, all of these people believe in me, right? And granted, I know not everyone does, but whatever. That could have been the story. I wanted to see Jey Uso believe in himself. And I wanted him to do that by going out there and just getting some damn wins, which he did today. And that could have been fine. Santi, it could have been as easy as he gets his win. After this, Gunther goes out there, they brawl, they fight. Okay, cool, whatever. We move on with our day after that. It's not that, I know it's nothing too special, but hey, I think I would have been fine with that.
Yeah, all I'm seeing is just a really disorganized storyline. The desire to want to chase this storyline off the back of the real life botch. I think look, I called this out. I'm like, this is dumb. A grown-ass man tripping. It's weird. It's silly. And people keep trying to explain to me, well, Santi, in professional sports, this is a real thing. Bro, no, people don't fucking trip. That is not a thing. No professional athlete is like, oh, the pressure is on, and then I fall and forget to walk. That's not a thing. You could do the yips in different ways. You could do the yips with him losing the match. You could do the yips with any other thing that doesn't make him look dumb. That's the thing. This yips, this mistake, this botch just makes him look dumb. And I hate that for him. I really do.
I do too, man. I do too, because the one thing that, regardless of how you feel about Jey, the one thing he has is that he does come across as cool. All right. He has that. The last thing you want to do is take away from that. And so that's kind of where I'm at with all of this. But we do got a couple of super chats. Let me catch up here. Oh, yeah. And back to McTaro's super chat where it's Jimmy slapping Gunther on the face. I thought that was cool. I did like that little confrontation and him sort of standing up for his brother. Yeah. Thank you, McTaro. We got CJ here who says, I get Rhea is likable, but is always booked poorly. I was surprised when she lost the title. I've been sort of waiting for her to have. I've been personally waiting for Rhea to have a female Gunther Intercontinental Championship type of run where she's just dominant AF. I had been waiting for that for a long time for Rhea, and it's clear that that's not really going to happen. Thank you so much, CJ. CJ also says, is that like whack Gunther after he lost to Cody? It's like that whack Gunther after he lost to Cody, says CJ. Sorry, I read that wrong the first time. Yeah, Gunther needs some of his aura back too. He slowly gets it. He slowly gets it back. Thank you, CJ. We got AJ Tripp. Thank you so much, AJ, for the generous super chat. He says, I feel the same way about John Lester, who couldn't throw over to first base on a pickoff throw without the ball going into the stands. I'm rooting for him because the yips are real. Google it. Oh, no, we know the yips are real.
No one is denying they're not real.
But it just doesn't happen when you're just like walking and he's
just fall. This is stupid. Like, look, a bad throw to first base, a missed field goal, right? Something that's routine for these athletes. Missed free throws, bad passes. But these guys don't just randomly fucking fall. That's what I'm trying to get through people's heads. You're not an athlete. I play collegiate sports. I played high school sports my entire life. I've never once tripped because I'm nervous. That's so dumb.
Yes, I agree with that too, guys. So it's like, yes, the yips are real. We understand that. It's just not the way that it happens, though. It happens a little bit more differently. AJ Tripp, thank you so much for the super chat. We got G Alexander here who says, is it me or does WrestleMania seem lackluster compared to last year, not feeling the buildup at all? See, I still have hope with the Roman Punk Seth story. Like, I'm still excited for that story. I think once we get into, I'm going to give the John Cena Cody Rhodes another week. Hopefully they kind of speed things up a little bit. I'm still interested. Just wanted to speed them up a little bit. The only stories where I'm kind of like down and under about right now is the Charlotte Tiffany story, the Jey Gunther story, and the Bianca Rhea Io story. I know all those matches are going to be great, but the way we're getting there does feel a little funky. But other than that, I'm still having hope, and I think we're still a couple weeks away, so we still got some time to get.
I want to address something because he's a regular in my chat. Riddell says, Santi, I got to disagree. Mark Sanchez butt fumble, J.R. Smith rebound in the playoffs, and not okay. You are giving the best examples as to why this is a bad idea. They have become memes. People roast for years the butt fumble. People to this day still make fun of J.R. Smith. Is that what you want out of Jey Uso? Do you want him to be a meme? Do you want him to be made fun of? I get like the physical tripping thing. You may find silly examples like that, but all of those silly examples make them look stupid. That's what we don't want for Jey. That's all we're saying. There could have been different ways of yips, losing, getting rolled up, anything, but tripping is dumb. Hey, I want to move on. I want to move on from that because I feel like I've said my piece, but it's baffling to me how this isn't getting into people's brains, that tripping is so, it's turning him into a meme.
It's just that maybe he's got the yips, but not the athlete side of him, the human side of him. Just forgot how to be human, forgot how to walk. G Alexander, thank you so much for the super chat as well. Alrighty, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our next topic. Lyra Valkyria defeated Raquel Rodriguez to retain her Intercontinental Championship. Not really too much to get into the weeds in here, but Liv Morgan and Raquel did attack Lyra after the match, and so Bayley ran out there and she ended up helping out Lyra. Here's my question, and this is totally in a different direction, but are they still doing this story with Bayley and Roxanne?
I mean, I haven't even seen Roxanne on NXT since
her
losing
Jordan
since the Jordan match, since Roadblock. I don't think so. Because it wasn't even did Roxanne eliminate Bailey from the Elimination
From the
Chamber?
Elimination Chamber? I don't think she did. No,
I don't
recall that.
and I know for sure that Bailey didn't eliminate Roxanne. So it seems like they're not. It seems like they've moved on from that on both NXT and WWE TV, which is funky considering so many of us thought that was going to be a WrestleMania feud. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case anymore.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed of that. And that's what I was thinking about when Bailey came out. I was like, damn, I want to see this match with her and Roxanne. Like, I had kind of gotten my hopes up on that. And that was really the big thing that I was thinking about in regards to this. But any additional thoughts, though, on what you saw with Lyra and Raquel? Or was this kind of just like, what it was?
Well, I think for me, my questions and my thoughts are like, what are we doing with Liv? I feel like she's too important at this moment with how good of a year she's had to not be included in WrestleMania. And I'm not seeing where it goes, whether it's something to do with the Women's Intercontinental Championship, now that there's something here with Lyra, or maybe the women's tag titles with Lyra and Bailey. I'm just curious to know where that's going to be going.
Yeah, I was trying to think about that, and I could see a world where they do Liv and Lyra for the Intercontinental Championship, maybe at WrestleMania. And I get it, she's already tag team champion, but let's be real, like there's not that much challengers right now for the women's tag team championship. So it just feels, I hate to say it, but it kind of just feels like an accessory. It doesn't really feel like they're like, I haven't even seen any really of the other women's tag teams out there. They haven't even been on Raw that much.
Well, I can't name you more than 3 women's tag teams on the main roster right now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, it's not really looking too good on that regard. So I'm kind of hoping that they do something along the lines with her for the Intercontinental Championship. So we'll see. We got Christian here who says, would Becky versus Lyra be a Mania match if she comes back? Oh, 1000%. Yeah, 1000%. It's so weird that we still don't have Becky Lynch back. Can't wait for her to be back and for them to maybe circle back with the Lyra stuff, because for a bit, before Becky, took some time off, they were doing those backstage segments with her and Lyra. And then, of course, let's not forget her NXT, their NXT match, which was very awesome. But yeah, I do think this would be a WrestleMania match. But at this point, I don't know when Becky's coming back. And if she did, if it would be before WrestleMania or after, I don't know, man. All right, Christian, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you, man. All right, the New Day, speaking of WrestleMania, they randomly go out there. And it's funny because every week, Santi, I'm like, the New Day are just going to go out there and say the exact same thing. This time, they actually surprised me a little bit. And they said they want tag team gold. They want a WrestleMania match, and they want it for the tag team titles. And of course, they went and asked Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce was like, nope, absolutely not. But I think it's clear that is obviously where we're going to get. And I'm wondering if that's why they waited so long for the New Day to get the tag team titles, because they were waiting to save this till WrestleMania. Because I kind of thought that this would happen immediately after or shortly after the Big E turn.
Maybe it still feels a little bit too late. Like them winning the tag titles at WrestleMania, I don't know that it really fixes the damage that's been done from the lack of follow-up from the amazing heel turn.
Yeah, it doesn't. It really doesn't. All right, with that being said, let's get into the CM Punk segment. So pretty straightforward stuff. He basically just goes out there and he says, like, hey man, we're gonna do a contract signing. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and him. This is going to be happening at SmackDown. They're going to do a contract signing. And that was pretty much like the biggest thing to come out of that. Although, however, he did mention, and I have to mention this, the I work with children line. Now, when I heard him say it, I was like, is he making a nod to the media scrum? Because he's very infamous for saying this line, Santi. I've said this before, but for me, like in regular life, every time I say I'm old or I'm tired, I always have to do the entire CM Punk quote. I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with fucking children, because that quote is pretty iconic. And so every time I say anything along those lines, I gotta finish the thing. So when I heard him say that, and then he paused and he looked up a little bit, I feel like that was definitely a nod to the media scrum. And it seems like a lot of people caught on to that. Maybe not the people in the crowd so much, but people on the internet definitely caught on to that.
Yeah, I would say that they remember last week's like nothing Seth Rollins promo that was to hype something else on SmackDown. This was a much better version of it because because it was nothing. You know, when you really boil it down and you really try to understand what we got out of it, the answer is nothing. It was go watch what happens on Friday, which it seems like they're building that triple threat on SmackDown and John Cena and Cody Rhodes on Raw. That's the vibe that I'm getting. But the one thing that made this a segment that at the very least moved the needle a little bit was the fact that he brought up the fact that I may not be getting what I want, or will I? Which again kind of insinuates, is that favor going to come into play? Are we going to find out what that favor is on SmackDown? Is the favor to get this match to be in the main event? Because we know what he wants, which is to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Some people have speculated that what he wants is to get into the actual main event where maybe we can make winner goes into the Cena and Cody match. I don't want that. But, you know, at the very least, it reminded us that the favor is still there and we know what CM Punk is gunning for, which is a WrestleMania main event.
I hope he doesn't use the favor for a WrestleMania main event because, come on, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins is going to be the main event without CM Punk having to use up his favor for that. So I personally hope that they don't just get rid of the favor element by saying, okay, well, CM Punk implemented his favor and his favor was to be in the main event. What? This was going to be the main event to me regardless. Ain't nothing else going in the main event of night one if it's not this match here. So I don't want him to like waste his favor. I don't want to say waste, but I don't want him to use his favor on that because again, you can make this a WrestleMania match without us questioning why it's the WrestleMania match, right? No one's going to question that. So that's kind of like what I'm feeling on that regard. And then for me, I do want to ask you, Santi, because we did have the first segment. This happened on SmackDown, but were you pleased with what you saw on SmackDown with Punk and Roman and Seth and kind of how they started to get the ball rolling here?
I didn't hate it. I just wanted more. I felt like the brawl started earlier than I would have liked. I would have liked to hear these three guys talk at each other a little bit more. Funny enough, that was the same complaint that I had earlier in the show about the Cody Rhodes and John Cena stuff. We would like to hear more back and forth. And then, of course, the classic pull-away brawl that we've been getting ensued. I was wanting more out of that segment, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too. Because I think the big thing that I'm waiting for is the Roman CM Punk exchange, like the promo war. That's what I'm waiting for with this particular feud. But
Agreed.
With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the main event of WWE Raw tonight. And that was, of course, for the Intercontinental Championship, Braun Breaker and Penta. And this was a match that was teased, last week, obviously, when we found out that he was going to be the #1 contender. And so they did this match today in the main event. And this ended via DQ. Because, as you all know, Dominic Mysterio has been trying to get Penta to join the Judgment Day. Finn Balor has been against it. And so Carlito and Dominic go out there and try to help out Penta by attacking Braun Breaker. It just leads to a DQ, so it's really not a big help. But then even afterwards, post-match though, Dominic gives them the chair, and obviously Penta doesn't use it to hit Braun Breaker. Instead, he uses it against Dominic Mysterio, and then it seems like they might be setting up a tag team match is what I gather here, at least maybe next week. I have a feeling we're going to see like Judgment Day versus Penta and Braun Breaker. I don't know. That was kind of my theory on that. But anyways, this kind of is in regards to the Judgment Day. This feels like this is going to be Finn Balor obviously telling Dominic, hey, I was right. You should have listened to me. You didn't listen to me. I told you not a new member and I told you not Penta, and you went and you didn't listen to me, and look at what happened to you. What'd you think about the main event? Were you satisfied?
I really liked the match. It literally made me just want more Penta versus Braun Breaker somewhere down the line. I thought that they had really great chemistry with one another. I was a little bit bummed by the ending, you know, with how it ended up going. Funny enough, like it looks like they're going towards like a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. One of the things that I said is if there was a title with a lack of storylines and depth to warrant just putting in people for a random multi-man match, it was the US title, not the Intercontinental title. And yet here we are. It looks like the IC title is the one that's going to be going in for a multi-man match, which I'm happy that it's likely going to get Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio on the show. I would have liked Penta versus Braun Breaker at WrestleMania instead of happening here on this episode of Raw with little to no build. And when you think about it, what a terrible way to recruit somebody, ruining their opportunity to win. Like Penta didn't need the help at the moment. So them just jumping in there just cost Penta and screwed Penta. So obviously that's a terrible attempt to recruit somebody. So it seemed kind of all over the place, and it just sort of seemed like a very convoluted way to get us to this potential fatal four-way.
Plus, it also really just reminiscent of what we just saw on SmackDown too, with Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Very, very similar in that regard. So I'm just like, all right, cool. It is what it is. But yeah, for what we did get to see from Braun Breaker and Penta, it was good up until the DQ stuff. I did love Penta not obviously joining the Judgment Day.
Yeah, that would have been a mess.
With that. Yeah, I was thrilled with that. So now this fatal four-way, I guess we're thinking Braun Breaker, Penta, Dominic, Finn.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
In this, or is no?
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so.
Maybe not, huh? All right. So we'll mention poor Ludwig. We got David here who says, I'm really disappointed they sidelined Roxanne. They killed her momentum. She was doing well. What happened? I don't think they've killed her momentum. Her momentum is definitely still alive. I just hope that we do get to see Roxanne and Bailey reignited here. I really, really do hope so. So I'm not giving up just yet. This
is what they did with Tiffy last year. Tiffy had the big momentum coming off of Elimination Chamber. They didn't use her for anything related to WrestleMania builds, and then she came back strong going into Backlash France. So maybe that's the play. Maybe they just didn't want to rush something for Roxanne for Mania if it wasn't like fully there. But I think post Mania, Roxanne is going to get that Tiffany Stratton treatment.
I kind of hope she is on WrestleMania, though, because she had that big spot Royal Rumble, big moment in Elimination Chamber. It's like, you got to keep it going. I do think with so many WrestleMania matches, I feel like you can fit that one in there. But hey, I'm still holding out hope for it. Thank you, David. We got Rafael Garcia who says, if the Shield Punk main event, can we change the verbiage for the Royal Rumble winner to just receive a title shot at WrestleMania? Neither Rumble winners will. Oh, because you're saying main event at WrestleMania. I get what you mean. I think in my mind, I've always just seen it as a title shot, but I get why people might have some of those thoughts there. Thank you, Raphael. All right, with that being said, guys, next week for Monday Night Raw, London, it's going to be in London, so it's SmackDown. We got Logan Paul is going to be calling out AJ Styles, so that's looking like that's what they're building towards WrestleMania. Gunther versus Jimmy, non-title. Cody Rhodes and John Cena face-to-face, again, third week in a row. And then Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship with Bianca Belair as the special guest referee. And that's our show, ladies and gents. Santi, thank you so much, as always, for doing the show with me, having a good time, chatting some Monday Night Raw. Tell the people where they can support you.
You can find me at all things Santi Zap, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or Instagram. Just pick your poison.
Sweet. All right, guys, youtube.com/Denise Salcedo. Make sure to click that subscribe button. I'm trying to be the Santi. I'm posting daily content now. Trying to get that stuff up there. And hey, I've got some ideas. They're getting out there. And once I run out, I'll try to think of something else. So we'll see. All righty, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.